Chapter 1. Finally, my hell door is about to open. The tall and burly young man with bright red eyes and dressed in a noble robe raised his arms and shouted. The magnetic and magical voice is extraordinarily excited at the moment. The young man's name is Zhou Lan. On a thunderstorm night, I accidentally traveled to the world of The Adventures of Jackie Chan. The Adventures of Jackie Chan, as a classic animation work in childhood, Zhou Lan still remembers the various settings. The point is that he never dreamed that he would become the villain in the play, the demon of the moon imprisoned in hell. Curse Blue. This is the elder among the ancient demons, a veritable big brother. Once lived on the moon and ruled the entire outer space. Be able to manipulate gravity, survive in a vacuum environment, control the orbit of the planet, and cast terrifying dark magic. Live the same life as the sky and live forever. But even so, Zhou Lan still can't get rid of the seal of the God Warrior, because the Panka treasure box can only be opened by the outside world. Fortunately, according to the original plot of The Adventures of Jackie Chan, every ancient demon has a chance to regain freedom. Therefore, Zhou Lan has been patiently and waiting for the moment when Reizu deciphers Panka's treasure box. Now the opportunity finally came. It's just the time and space I'm in. Not only the anime characters of Jackie Chan's adventures, but also the superhero of the Marvel Universe. We must be more vigilant. Zhou Lan looked solemn. From the descriptions of the demon compatriots, the true face of the time and space is gradually pieced together. It's like the chaotic world of Jackie Chan's adventures and the integration of the Marvel Universe. The superhero of Avengers has repeatedly assisted the Dragon Team to conquer the fleeing ancient demons. Undoubtedly, Zhou Lan, who is about to escape from prison, faces the same grand treatment. And once he fails, in the true sense, it will be impossible to be reborn forever, trapped in demonic hell till the end of time. Fortunately, I have a system by my side, Zhou Lan said happily. Check-in system. This is the gold finger bound at the beginning of Zhou Lan's journey, a well-known scene from the adventures of Jackie Chan in the Marvel Universe. For example, Kamartaj, the occult magician who lives in seclusion. The Xavier Academy for Young Talents founded by Professor X. The Underwater Kingdom of Atlantis. Holy City Jerusalem. Colosseum. The Great Wall, the Forbidden City, etc. The places of interest and historic sites around the world are all system-judged attractions. As long as you go to the corresponding attractions to check in, you can get unexpected surprise rewards. The quality of scenic spots also has high and low points. The hell where the ancient demons were imprisoned, the isolated space of another dimension, seems to be a rare quality attraction. Zhou Lan checks in for the first time, and the rewards are quite rich. Not only got the extremely evil fruit and dark fruit produced by One Piece, but also gained the ultimate pupil technique from the Naruto world, which is said to control the Eye of Life and Death. Reincarnation Eye. 2 Xeon abilities with absolutely no flaws. The long prison time in hell has given Zhou Lan enough time to familiarize himself with and practice. Thoroughly figured out how to use the 2 abilities. Enough to reproduce the same tricks and spells. Brother, be sure to kill the old man and vent your anger for us. The burly demon, who looked like an ancient auspicious beast, suddenly gritted his teeth and said, "The devil of the Earth Chief, king of the African continent. Because of the magician father, he was deported back to hell again. The Lord must be punished. The promise to liberate us has not been kept at all." The mountain demon, who is huge and wears a Japanese-style bun behind his head, also vented his dissatisfaction to his heart's content. And Thor, son of Odin. Young people don't talk about martial arts. They even sneaked up on me. The lightning demon with light blue skin and wearing a golden armor, summoned lightning and thunder snakes, and said murderously, "The mutant Namor has taken over Atlantis. Brother, you have to be the master of the slave family." Bazaar, the water demon, said with pity, "Remember to beware of Xiaoyu." Xiaofeng and Shimu said in unison, "Rest assured, brothers and sisters," Zhou Lan promised, "I will use the history books to turn things around, change everything, and release everyone again." The Dragon Team and the superhero of Avengers are not to be feared at all. Years of history. This is the supreme artifact of The Adventures of Jackie Chan. It not only records all the history of the Earth from ancient times to the present. No matter what words are written on it, it will become a reality immediately. However, the history book has the ability to correct mistakes. If there is a slight negligence, I am afraid that all previous efforts will be wasted. Compared with the history books, Zhou Lan is undoubtedly more optimistic about the infinite gems of the Marvel Universe. Even without infinite gems, I believe that the rewards produced by the check-in system will never let me down. Zhou Lan smiled and suddenly felt a huge wave of energy. In the direction of the end of the line of sight, an ancient and vicissitudes of life square portal was formed. In the center of the portal, a gorgeous wormhole hovers slowly. Zhou Lan immediately smelled freedom. Congratulations, big brother. Brother, have a good trip. All the demon compatriots at the scene said in unison. Immediately, under the attention of his brothers and sisters, Zhou Lan decisively crossed the gate of hell. Come to the magnificent outer space. I like this book. Remember to support it. Flowers, evaluation, favorites. Grateful. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 2. At the same time, extraterrestrial atmosphere. The Quinjet flight vehicle launched by Stark Industries travels at extreme speed. I saw the anime characters from the adventures of Jackie Chan and the superhero from the Marvel Universe side by side in the cabin, looking into the distance. The two worlds with completely different painting styles are highly overlapped, and there is no sense of disobedience. On the contrary, they complement each other. Compared with the Dragon team who are ready to fight, the superhero from Avengers has a relaxed and undisciplined expression. The legendary ancient demon, but that's all. Iron Man Tony Stark said with a sarcastic expression on his face, use the God's token to subdue the mantra as soon as possible, and we'll call it a day. Heard a good chicken fajita. Daddy, can you bite? The Moon Demon is about to be liberated, and Tony Stark still maintains his dandyish character, calm in the face of danger, and said rather languidly, oops, don't disturb Dad to configure the magic potion. A duck-like voice sounded, and the skinny old man dressed in a woolen sweater was holding a lotus bud, muttering something in his mouth. Magic must beat magic. So, at first, Uncle was extremely disgusted with the tech-loving Iron Man Tony Stark. With the release of the ancient demons one after another, the technological power has had little effect. Iron Man has successfully recognized the reality and began to humbly ask Dad about magic. With the brightest mind in the Marvel Universe, Tony Stark drained Dad's knowledge base in no time. The student surpasses the master. Even the anxiety caused by the Battle of New York was alleviated and healed because of the comprehension of magic. At this moment, the armor Iron Man is equipped with is neither Mark III nor Mark VI. It's a brand new series of magic weapons. The design idea of the battle armor refers to the god armament of the 8 immortals Lan Saiha, uses mysterious characteristic materials, and discards some guns and missile accessories in exchange for the ultimate output in the magic field. Even Dad marveled at Tony Stark's talent. Sooner or later, he will surpass the samurai of the gods. This is Iron Man's confidence in despising demons. Look, the gates of hell. A clear and pleasant child's voice came. The girl with short hair and shawl pointed to outer space, said with big eyes, wow, it's so spectacular. Xiaoyu, the archaeologist was taken aback. Didn't I tell you to stay at home? How dangerous is outer space? Relax. Jackie Chan, I will protect Xiaoyu. The burly son of Odin, gripping the warhammer Mjolnir, said in a deep magnetic voice, what a mere moon demon. There will be no trouble. Thor. Thor in Norse mythology. Future masters of Asgard. Definitely, today's Thor, without the real power of awakening, is hard to match the state of Infinity War. Even so, it is enough to make the ancient demon fear and awe. What's more, Asgardian Heimdall of Bifrost has always been paying attention to Thor's situation. Always report to the King of God. Xiaoyu rubbed the back of her head, looked up at Iron Man's magic weapon and said, Mr. Stark, don't forget the chicken taco. Definitely not. Tony Stark laughed. For Jackie Chan's eccentric niece, she is obviously very fond of it. With that said, the gate of hell finally condensed into shape. In the ancient and vicissitudes of the mysterious portal, you can vaguely see the desolate and lonely hell. A tall and thin figure crossed the gate of hell at the right time and appeared in the vast outer space. Like an oriental Taoist priest, the elegant young man wore a bun behind his head, wearing a purple and red robe of the Han Dynasty, and his brows were filled with the smell of immortality. There is no impression of a demon at all, and he looks like a banished immortal. This guy, is it the Moon Demon Mantra? Seeing this, Tony Stark was quite surprised and jealous. Why did the demon of the moon, Zhou Lan, choose to appear in a human form, and even so handsome that he almost surpassed me. Cough, cough. The sumo wrestler Toru covered his mouth for fear of laughing out loud. However, it must be admitted that the moon demon man Zhou Lan in front of him is completely different from everyone's imagination. Brother Curse Lan, welcome back from hell. In order to go to outer space, liberate the demon of the moon, Zhou Lan. The Mafia leased a manned spaceship. The words of the Life Foundation are painted on the surface of the spaceship. Control room. While Long with bright red eyes said flatteringly, brother, I have fulfilled my promise, and it's time to clear up the spell cast on me. Prevent the treacherous and cunning Holy Master from breaking his promise again. The ancient demon cast a spell and fixed the soul of the Holy Lord in the host body. Only by successfully liberating all fellow demons will the spell be cleared. Holy Lord, it's not your turn to teach me how to do things. Zhou Lan sneered. Being obedient is your only choice. Immediately, the 5 fingers stretched slightly, releasing a majestic dark energy. Overshadow the Mafia 5. 20,000 words were updated on the first day. Remember to bookmark and read as soon as possible. You can leave a message if you have any ideas. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 3. Walloon. Raisin. Afun. Afu and Zhou. This is an important supporting role throughout Jackie Chan's adventures. He successively served as the Dark Killer, Ghost General, and Devil's minions. Although he doesn't have high-strength military force and a brilliant mind, he is more loyal than others. Zhou Lan needs help to fight against the outnumbered Avengers, and the Mafia 5 just happens to be worth taking advantage of. Is this transformation magic? Varan with bright red eyes let out a cry. Immediately, surging dark energy poured into Valen's body. Transform it. In a blink of an eye, the arms of arthropods grew, with light gray skin, and long hair dancing wildly, like another version of the cursed blue. The Lord's Son, the demon dragon, bestows fire on the target, as well as the strength and speed of a dragon. As Xiaolong's uncle, how could Zhou Lan not have the same ability? In order to enhance the combat effectiveness of the Mafia, Zhou Lan used transformation magic to enhance the physique of the members of the Mafia, and rewarded the group of 5 with the ability to survive in a vacuum and cast dark magic. We became 4-handed monsters? Leisu had a silly expression. Afun, Afu, and Zhou also looked at their current image in surprise. I clearly felt the continuous upsurge of unprecedented strength, enough to beat Jackie Chan to death. Holy Lord, follow me to conquer the moon. A calm smile appeared on the corner of Zhou Lan's mouth, and then his eyes changed suddenly, showing circles and vortex spreading lines. Pocket-hook jade rays are dotted on it. The mysterious and evil eyes are like magic pupils. Apparently Zhou Lan decided to fulfill the unrealized ambition of Zhou Lan. Capture the moon. Reshape the Earth's environment. Brother, your eyes. The Holy Master possessed by Valen was full of doubts. I have never seen Curse Lan cast a similar ability. This is the Eye of Reincarnation. Also known as the eye that controls life and death, it not only has extraordinary power, but also has a variety of chakra attributes, which can create and destroy the world. Zhou Lan said in an intriguing tone, the long years of serving in hell have made me realize new magic. It's just that there has never been a chance to show its power. Reincarnation Eye? What a high-end and classy name. Big Brother really deserves to be Big Brother. The Holy Lord was full of envy and jealousy when he heard the words, etc. Capture the moon? Often realized later, Master Demon, are you alright? Moon. A natural satellite orbiting the Earth. There are various craters on the surface, and the environment is extremely harsh. Since ancient times, there have been no traces of living creatures. What's the use of occupying the moon? How to solve the problem of daily eating and drinking? Not only Afon, but Leisu and Zhou are absolutely unwilling. Shut up. The tall and mighty burly man kicked Afon and Zhou over and said with a firm attitude, follow the instructions of Master Zhou Lan. Afu, alias Black Tiger, a martial artist from Hong Kong, the strongest fighter in the Mafia. In his first appearance, he defeated Jackie Chan overwhelmingly. Every villain leader pays special attention to Afu. Strong strength, enough to stand alone. Pretty good idea. Often reiterated his position. I agree with both hands. Let's hurry up and occupy the moon. Zhou laughed awkwardly. Those who know current affairs are Junjia. There is no doubt that all members of the Mafia are brilliant. Otherwise, how could they survive to the finale? At the same time, the Quinjet flight vehicle piloted by Tony Stark is close at hand. Through the glass, you can clearly see the superhero of the Marvel Universe and the animation characters of Jackie Chan's adventures. A wonderful feeling that cannot be described in words suddenly arises spontaneously. Slightly, the eccentric Xiaoyu grimaced. It seems that he doesn't pay much attention to the Moon Demon mantra. After all, before the 6 ancient demons had no time to show their fists, they were expelled by the old man. Today will be no exception. Believe that Dad will seal the curse blue with ease. No one can stop me from clocking in. Zhou Lan narrowed his eyes slightly and immediately said in a loud voice, "The earth explodes the sky." I saw the eyes of reincarnation suddenly ejaculating. The nearby artificial satellite orbiting the earth and the moon suddenly showed signs of imbalance. Moreover, all the substances within a radius of 100 meters continued to gather and pile up, and turned into a huge amount of chondrite in a blink of an eye. The meteorite is suspended in space and rotates slowly like a miniature moon. The spectacular scene full of visual impact directly shocked the Dragon team and the Avengers. "This is the skill of the Moon Demon?" The archaeologist said with an unbelievable expression on his face. "Could the meteorite be aimed at us?" An ominous premonition hit my heart. The moment the voice fell, the meteorite suddenly moved, like a galloping comet, and shot towards the flight vehicle on which the archaeologist was riding. Bad luck. Bad luck. Bad luck. The crow's mouth has come true. Ask for collection wow. Your support is the driving force for my coding. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge. Activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 4. JRVIS. Iron Man gasped when he saw this, and hurriedly woke up the artificial intelligence butler. Activate the weapon system. The shell at the bottom of the Kuan-style flight device was unfolded, and the pitch-black metal barrel immediately came into view. Whoosh! One after another Jericho missiles with astonishing destructive power came out with brilliant tail flames. In the blink of an eye, it split into countless small bombs, forming a spread area of a certain scale, and suddenly hit the huge meteorite that was close at hand. Click! Bright fireballs exploded one after another. A wave of air that seemed to be real spread out in all directions. The entire outer space was shaken violently by the explosion of the Jericho missile. The surging light wave spread to an extremely distant place in an instant. It even almost affected the artificial satellites launched by the governments of various countries. The International Space Station, which cost a huge amount of money to build, happened to be on the verge of an explosion and was impacted by sputtered meteorite fragments, directly causing the collapse of important components. Obviously, Tony Stark needs to pay an astronomical amount of damages. Oops. The black aura of the Moon Demon far surpasses other demons. The old man reminded with a male voice, "Don't underestimate the enemy." "Don't worry, Dad." Jackie Chan's face is extraordinarily resolute and courageous. Putting on blue and forged God's weapons in public, and Thor crossed the hatch and appeared in outer space, as if planning to destroy the oncoming meteorite fragments with his own hands. In order to fight against the ancient demons, Jackie Chan did not return the armor of God sealed up in the mysterious temple. Instead, he chose to continue to borrow the armor until all demons roll back to hell. The God armor forged by Lan Saiha is made of the same material as Panka's treasure box, imprinted with the spell of occult magic, which can give the host a physique comparable to that of a demon. Survival in a vacuum environment is naturally easier. No wonder the Demon of the Moon is coming to the finale. Thor stood on the top of the Kuan-style flight gun, holding his beloved warhammer Mjolnir tightly, and said in a rather excited tone, "As a god in Norse mythology, he not only symbolizes thunder and storm, but also represents war and power. For the strong, Thor never refuses anyone." Crackle! I saw blazing lightning surrounding the warhammer. The majestic Viking god then released an extremely gorgeous silver snake, rushing towards the manned spaceship at the end of the line of sight. Where Thor passed by, even the wreckage of the meteorite was hard to stop. It was directly pierced and shattered, and disappeared in the blink of an eye. In an instant, Zhou Lan's upright face appeared in Zhou Lan's iris, making the latter fully aware of the amazing fighting power of the superhero. As expected of a living god, the corner of Zhou Lan's mouth raised, and he once again urged Samsara I to perform the unique move of Tao style, coercion, hum. An invisible gravitational force erupted. The transparent blade-shaped shockwave, like a high-pressure air knife, cut through countless chondrites. carrying the sharpness of destructive force, continue to shoot at the imminent son of Odin. Well done. Thor's fighting spirit was surging. Lightning collided with the air blade, transformed from gravity. A turbulent and violent energy wave erupted from the contact point and disappeared after a while. This shows how tough the Viking gods are. Su lost to Thor in Thunder Demon, definitely not because of a sneak attack. Looks like I underestimated the Avengers. Zhou Lan smiled, not discouraged, but high-spirited, as if the blood is boiling. Brother, this is Thor, son of Odin, who symbolizes the thunder and holds power and authority, especially the weapon Mjolnir forged by the dying fixed star. Not even China and the Soviet Union can lift Thor's hammer. The Holy Lord explained at the right time and imparted all the information he knew. It seems that I need to show my real skills. Zhou Lan raised his arms and shouted. Gravity suddenly went berserk. Drag the artificial satellites and meteorite fragments in the orbit around the Earth and the Moon. Then, I saw a cosmic storm on a scale that covered the sky and the sun, raging crazily. Even the Quinn-type flight controller driven by Iron Man is out of control. Artificial satellites are obviously unable to resist the oppression of cosmic storms. In a blink of an eye, it was shattered. At the same time, in the control centers of many space powers on the surface, the sound of sirens pierced the sky. The programmer was shocked to find that the artificial satellite signals launched into the sky gradually went out one by one. Especially the United States, it is a heavy loss. Almost half of the more than 600 satellites launched into space since the last century have been wiped out. A navigation and positioning system built on artificial satellites. Communication media relay equipment. Ozone, an atmospheric concentration observatory. Satellite maps that are updated every minute and every second. All in a state of paralysis. What's going on? Why do so many artificial satellites lose their signal? Check. Investigate immediately. The United States California Space Agency office. A middle-aged man in a suit and leather shoes yelled angrily, and almost the entire space agency could hear his roar. Nearly 100 artificial satellites. Even if the uses are different, the specific cost varies, and the cost is a terrifying astronomical figure. What's more, according to the feedback from the astronauts on the International Space Station, the station body has also experienced weightlessness and air leakage. All of a sudden, there were endless calls from the NASA office. Without exception, they are asking about the specific situation. The key space agency is also confused. The excitement will continue immediately. Plead for support. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 5. A bunch of trash. Can anyone tell me what's happening in space? The same roar sounded in the control centers of various space powers. Not only the United States, the powerful powers basically suffered heavy losses. After all, the emergence of cosmic storms has no warning at all, and it is completely impossible to deal with them in advance. In the face of natural disasters, all technologies, advanced and developed space-based weapons are all reduced to decorations. Leaving aside the paralysis of satellite navigation, the space armaments that have been in operation for many years are directly destroyed. The space agencies of various countries can only knock out their teeth and swallow them in their stomachs. It seems that the demon of the moon, Zhou Lan, can control the gravitational force as he likes, and his strangely shaped eyes also contain unfathomable energy. The sturdy one-eyed director stroked his chin and said in thought, "Director, Mr. President is calling." Commander Maria Hill said solemnly. The space storm incident seems to have been heard in the sky, and it is listed as a top disaster incident by the United Nations organization, and its urgency is far higher than that of the Battle of New York. After all, the scope of the disaster in the Battle of New York was limited to one city, and the artificial satellites orbiting the Earth and the Moon have been wiped out one after another, which undoubtedly belongs to the crisis of the entire Earth. Armed helicopters rushed to Washington, D.C. from distant places. Roosevelt Island. The majestic buildings with strong sci-fi colors stand on the shore, facing the Lincoln Memorial across the water. Like the headquarters where S.H.I.E.L.D. agents are stationed. 3 curved wings building. On the projection screen, the image of the demon of the moon, Zhou Lan, was clearly shown. The Oriental classic-style toga with large sleeves, elegant and handsome face, unusually exaggerated body shape and height, has no impression of ancient demons. There is only a pair of eyes, which seem to spread in circles and vortexes. Arrays of pocket-hook jade are dotted on it, which is extremely breathtaking. This is a super clear picture captured by a spy satellite. Numerous scientific research experts at the scene were flipping through the classics, trying to analyze the method of restraining the moon demon curse blue through research. It is said that Sergeant Black is very familiar with the details of ancient demons. Phil Coulson came to his senses and said, "It is recommended that the chief call Sergeant Blake for details." So, S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't know anything? The old man with gray temples led the quick response force to appear in the tricurved wing building. Immediately, with a dignified face, he said unquestionably, "I will take over all affairs from now on." Pierce. Director Cyclops protested instantly, "The Avengers are already in place. I believe the moon demon will be dealt with soon. Representatives of the United Nations can't wait." Pierce waved. Soon. There was a deafening roar from the dome of the building. Immediately, 9 Quinjets rose from the ground, their turbo engines soaring. It sailed to an altitude of 10,000 meters almost instantly. This is an aerospace weapon based on Chitauri legacy technology. Although the Battle of New York caused unprecedented damage and destruction, it also brought alien technology one dimension ahead of the Earth. By reversing Chitauri's advanced equipment, the S.H.I.E.L.D. research department produced a series of weapon designs. Quinjet is a remarkable example. Its speed is up to Mach 30, supports spaceflight and long-term combat, and is equipped with a laser cannon with amazing destructive power, gold titanium alloy armor. Once it came out, it attracted unprecedented attention from the United States military. The Avengers and Dragon Team are definitely in a very critical situation, and they need to provide immediate support. Remember to destroy the moon demon at all costs. The current Secretary General of the Security Council, Alexander Pierce, spoke loudly, clear. Brock Rumlow and his crew maneuvered the Quinjet extremely skillfully. On the way, the monitoring equipment was turned on separately, and the recording screen was rebroadcasted to the projection screen in real time. Looking at the projected screen, Pierce felt as if he was there. This is Quinjet's first collective outing. Scientific research experts can't help but look at each other. Can Earth technology really destroy ancient demons? I hope the Devil of the Moon is willing to talk. Pierce's eyes were deep, and he prayed secretly, because he doesn't really support the Avengers. What's more, it's actually to contact the Demon of the Moon, Zhou Lan, to buy and win over. For the ambitious HYDRA organization, it is extremely necessary to recruit ancient demons. This is an integral and critical part of insight planning. The problem is that the previous 6 ancient demons, Pierce tried many times to communicate, but there was no result at all. The long prison time in hell seems to have caused problems in the spirit and heart of the demons, making it impossible for them to communicate normally. However, the moon demon mantra, which maintains the image of a human being, is different. There is no doubt that it has brought a hard-won ray of light to Alexander Pierce. First 5 chapters. Everyone likes to remember Celian. Flowers. Evaluate. Collect. Message. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge. Activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 6. My God. No wonder the satellite lost signal. What a terrible disaster broke out in space. As the camera moved, the clear and stable spectacular images were broadcast to the tricurved wing building. I saw a huge amount of vacuum in the vast universe, the artificial satellites orbiting the Earth and the Moon. There are countless defective parts and meteorite fragments scattered around. There was simply no way to catch a trace of the Avengers and Dragon Team. Seem. He was buried in the space storm along with the Kuan-style flight vehicle he was driving. Could it be that the world-famous Iron Man has fallen? An ominous premonition hit my heart. The 3-curved wing building was almost silent. No one dared to reveal their conjectures. It seems that the danger index of the moon demon mantra is far beyond the pre-speculation, the one-eyed director whispered. Hidden in the palm of his trouser pocket, he kept fiddling with an old antique pager. This is a gift from Captain Marvel in the 90s. Using an antique pager, a hyper-frequency signal will be sent to reach Captain Marvel at the end of the universe. In the Battle of New York, Nick Fury chose not to use pagers. But now the Demon of the Moon, Zhou Lan, a supervillain who can control the operation of gravity, has aroused the fear of the one-eyed director. After all, the activities of the previous 6 ancient demons were limited to the continental plates of the Earth. And Zhou Lan is not afraid of the vacuum environment, and the universe allows it to roam. So far, S.H.I.E.L.D. still does not have the strength to form a space force. If Zhou Lan succeeds in occupying the moon, I am afraid that all the space programs of the United States and the launch and deployment of space-based weapons will be completely stagnant, etc. Pointing to a corner, Phil Coulson exclaimed, "Look, the Quinn flight is intact." Crash. The stacked satellite parts suddenly collapsed. A heavily armored Quinn-type flight vehicle came into view immediately. Through the glass window, the members of the Avengers and Dragon team could be clearly seen, staggering to their feet. "Oops, the Lotus Bud is gone," the old man said frantically. "This is the token of the gods to subdue the moon demon Curse Blue. We must find it quickly." Xiao Yu's face was full of dementia upon hearing this. The gods' token was lost? Without a token of the gods, it means that the demon of the moon cannot be sealed. If the moon demon is allowed to continue releasing his magic energy, I am afraid that all artificial satellites on the entire Earth will be wiped out. At that time, the collective decline of human civilization will inevitably cause an immeasurable chain reaction. The token of the gods is here. True, a sumo wrestler with a big waist and round waist said with extreme embarrassment, "I crushed it, old man. I saw lotus bud juice sticking to True's buttocks." The scene was once very embarrassing. Oops, the old man went crazy again. There is no way for the old man to subdue the demon of the moon. Back up. Tony Stark felt bad. As expected, I saw True and Xiao Yu spreading their hands. An embarrassing smile appeared at the same time. Hiss. Tony Stark held his forehead and had a headache. Why is the combat power of the moon demon Curse Blue so exaggerated? Really? The abilities and means displayed by the moon demon mantra are far from those recorded in the magic books. The mysterious and bewitching eyes are extremely bright. It seems to be the source of the Curse Blue's power. The key problem is that True crushed the god's token. In the desolate and lonely outer space, how to find another fresh lotus bud? JRVIA. Stark told the smart butler, "Tell Thor and Jackie Chan to hold back the moon demon mantra, and I'll go back as soon as I go." As he said that, a brilliant wave of light burst out from the reaction furnace of Arc Shonko. He stepped across the hatch decisively, as if planning to return to the surface and prepare the god token again. Whoosh! The soles of the feet shoot out fiery tail flames. Iron Man turned into a rainbow light in the blink of an eye and swooped down to the surface at an incredible speed, passing through the Stark industrial satellite, rapidly searching for the lotus buds to be released. The satellite map flashes one after another. Finally, I found a pool of lotus flowers that are about to bloom in Chinatown, New York. At the same time, the manned spacecraft of the Mafia slowly landed on the moon. The group of 5, who were endowed with the blue magic energy, came directly to the surface of the moon without being equipped with bulky space suits. As far as the eye can see, there is no limit to the barren and ugly land. In the distance lay low hills and mountains. Who said there is life on the moon? What a fraud. Is the nightlife full of lights and feasts gone forever? Leisu, Afon, and Zhou burst into tears, extremely resistant to immigrating to the moon. Beep. Discover the sights, moon. Is the host checking in? A line of bright golden bold font filled the field of vision. Immediately, a pleasant notification sounded in the ear. Check in. Zhou Lan really chose OK. Then, the magnificent ball of light suddenly burst open. 3 kinds of prop rewards came into view. I like to remember Celian. Collect. Flowers. Evaluate. Message. Rewards are also available. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge. Activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 7. There is no doubt that the moon, which has been impacted and shaped for a long time, is an extremely rare attraction. Not only can it distinguish between day and night, but it can also reflect sunlight at night and continue to nourish the vast soil of the Earth. If there is no moon, the Earth's environment will definitely undergo earth-shaking and bad changes. Infinite darkness enveloped everything. The exaggerated temperature difference between day and night is enough to exterminate most green plants. Therefore, the moon, which bears the heavy burden of the Earth's ecological balance, provided Zhou Lan with an unusually rich surprise reward. Congratulations to the host for getting the heretic golem. Purify holy water. Rough vibranium stone. After many years, Zhou Lan successfully checked in again. Finally, he succeeded in confirming his guess. The quality of scenic spots is good or bad. It is closely related to the history and popularity of the corresponding attractions. The 3 rewards are all priceless treasures. For example, heretic golems from the world of Naruto. The 10-tailed shell that was sealed off the moon. The shape is like a cross-legged treant, with shackles and scrolls binding the hands, feet, feet and mouth, and the 9 eyes on the top of the head are closed forever. Only the holder of the reincarnation eye can psychic heretic golems to assist in combat. Even though the heretic golem lacks tailed beast chakra and is not perfect, it still has extremely incredible combat power. Remind the host. The time and space where the host is located, there are many forms of special energy that are enough to feed the golems of the outside world. Make it evolve into an omnipotent, ultimate creature. God Tree. According to the difference in the nature of the feeding energy, the final form of the golem of the outer way will also undergo a qualitative change. Many forms of energy, Phoenix Force, or Origin Magic Power. Seeing this, Zhou Lan couldn't help but look thoughtful, realizing the sinister intentions of the check-in system. It seems that he is encouraging himself to wreak havoc on the earth. After all, Zhou Lan originally didn't have the ability to feed the heretic golem. Must rely on Earth's superhero. Another prop reward is to purify holy water. According to the introduction of the check-in system, the effect is to eliminate all negative states, including but not limited to lowering the head, poison, disease, curse, and fetters. As long as Zhou Lan drinks a small amount of purified holy water, the weakness of the god token is directly cured, unless the gods and warriors come in person, or the sorcerer supreme makes a move. Otherwise, Zhou Lan will always be invincible. Finally solved the hidden crisis. Zhou Lan smiled all over his face. Produced by the system, it must be a boutique. There is no need to doubt the efficacy of the medicine, because all item rewards have actually been strengthened by the check-in system. Crash. Manipulate the force of gravity to extract a small amount of purified holy water from the glass bottle. I saw the colorful solution like a galaxy pouring into the esophagus along the lips and teeth. The clearly visible brilliant light immediately overflowed through hundreds of millions of pores. It's like removing the shackles that have been carried for a long time. The demonic energy that had been suppressed by the god's token erupted suddenly. Brother, you actually broke free from the fetters arranged by the gods? The Holy Master couldn't believe it. That's right, Zhou Lan said with a smile. The long prison time in hell has allowed me to comprehend new magic, which is enough to purify the bondage of the god's token and regain my freedom. Hiss. The Holy Lord couldn't help taking a breath when he heard the words. What a familiar line. How much inspiration did the long prison time in hell give to the elder brother? There are endless new magic tricks, simply unheard of, unseen. Could it be that it was a mistake to escape from hell by oneself? The Holy Lord was full of annoyance and remorse. The last reward is the rough vibranium stone. Zhou Lan is very familiar with and covets vibranium. After all, this is one of the hardest metals in the Marvel Universe. The value is extremely expensive. 1 gram of vibranium is clearly priced at $10,000. What's more, the material of vibranium originally is special enough. It is a substance not found in the periodic table of elements. It can absorb various forms of energy, store, or release it. Conventional weapons, there is simply no way to leave marks on vibranium. African primitive tribe Wakanda. It is precisely because of a small amount of vibranium foreign exchange trade that it has become a superpower on the earth. Its level of medical technology can easily cure even cancer. As for the military strength, it is almost a dimension ahead of the Earth. Infinity War begins. As the main force, the Wakanda tribe wiped out countless vanguards. Just having vibranium is enough to create a nation beyond Wakanda on the moon. Definitely, provided the Sorcerer Supreme Ancient One chooses to stand by. Odin, the old God King, is not to be feared. The Sorcerer Supreme Ancient One in its heyday was the exact opposite. Inhumans. Get ready to meet your emperor. Zhou Lan put on a smile and put his hands together. Psychic. Heretic Golem. A sudden earthquake erupted. I saw the fission of the depressions on the surface of the moon, and from the huge amounts of the abyss, a huge monster with sharp edges and corners suddenly jumped out. Like a dry tree-ant, the image is extremely terrifying and ferocious, standing on the surface of the moon, with a majestic and stalwart physique, continuing to exude vigorous vitality. Wow, there are not many tree people uglier than me, Lesu said with a naive look. Hush, don't tell the truth. Afon and Zhou hurriedly reminded their partners for fear of offending the new demon boss. I like this book and remember Celian. Message. Collect. Evaluate. Flowers. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 8. Report to the Secretary General. Strange creatures appear on the moon. The belated Quinn-style fighter group readjusted the surveillance cameras. Then focus on the heretic golem that appeared out of thin air. Surface. Tricurve wing building. Many agents on the scene boot at the same time. The heretic golem, which is nearly 100 meters long, looks like an ancient war tree in a fairy tale, but its image is more withered and its appearance is more ferocious. Like an underworld creature stepping out of hell. This monster came from the demon's call of the moon. Who is his target? Pause the attack. Wait and see. Gaze at the heretic golem presented by the projection screen. Alexander Pierce decisively ordered the Avengers to stop all attack plans. Not only him, even the one-eyed chief felt curious. It seems that a shocking secret is about to be slowly revealed in front of your eyes. At the same time, the lunar city of Adelan. I saw buildings full of strong sci-fi colors standing row upon row. It's like a fantasy city. Beautiful. However, all the buildings in Adelan were shaking violently at this moment. It was as if an earthquake of unprecedented scale had erupted. Cracks like spider webs gradually grew on the ground, and citizens fell everywhere in a panic. The impact of the underground slums is even stronger. The mines that were dug day and night suffered from collapses and subsidences one after another. Trapped countless low-caste slave laborers in the ruins. Inhumans. A mutated creature created by biochemical experiments of the Kree Empire, which has the same ancestors as humans on Earth. By absorbing the mist created by Terrigen crystals, Inhumans will awakening all sorts of strange superabilities. In stark contrast to Mutant, this active awakening is expensive. It will cause the loss of control of the gene chain and genetic material. Deformed chromosomes passed down from generation to generation are enough to destroy the entire ethnic group. Therefore, in order to save themselves, the Inhumans started long-term eugenics and birth control management. Therefore, a backward and rigid caste system was gradually formed. Social identity and class status, once designated, can never be surpassed or changed. Although the system is rigid and feudal, the level of science and technology of the Inhumans is unexpectedly developed. The space-mobile city named Adelan migrated several times from the North Atlantic Ocean to the Himalayas, and then to the moon. It is undoubtedly the best proof. The S.H.I.E.L.D. is being attacked by monsters? The dignified lady with fiery red hair said in a cold and confused voice, "Has the location of Adelan been discovered by the invaders?" This is Black Bolt's wife, Queen Medusa. As an alien, she has great stamina. Moreover, the density and length of hair can be controlled as desired, as a means of attack and defense. Even with her hair cut off, Medusa can still temporarily maintain control. Definitely, in most cases, she is not a fighter, but a translator, responsible for conveying orders from her husband. My king intends to go out and repel the enemy himself. Queen Medusa listened to her partner's thoughts and relayed. The royal guards are going to the mine as soon as possible to rescue the alien compatriots who have fallen into the ruins. It's not too late. Hurry up and act. With that said, one team after another of the royal guards rushed out of the palace. And Queen Medusa, alongside Black Bolt King Black Cuthbert, just arrived at the city's borders. Click, 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 click. The deafening roar continued to explode. Through the protective cover, you can clearly see the majestic golem, punching wildly. Even the technological fortress once built by the Kree Empire cannot withstand the continuous bombardment of heretic golems for a long time. I saw the protective shield flickering constantly one after another. It seems that it will collapse and be paralyzed at any time. The device that isolates the atmosphere and ultraviolet rays and maintains Adelan's suitable ecological balance, once it collapses, I am afraid that all aliens will be exposed in the vacuum environment. Instant death. Therefore, the monsters attacking Adelan must be dealt with as soon as possible. Tetanus. Teleport my king. The handsome, slender, and tall girl Crystal patted the huge bulldog beside her and said softly, "Wong." The big dog called Tetanus instantly turned into blurred silk. Together with Black Bolt King, they crossed the shield and appeared on the surface of the moon. The bulldog got the ability of teleportation by absorbing the Terrigen mist, and it is easy to go back and forth between the Earth and the moon in an instant. As for survival in a vacuum environment, it is even more pediatric. Black Bolt, Zhou Lan has a keen insight into the unexpected dog that suddenly appeared. Then the attention shifted to the big guy brought in by the bulldog. With a height of nearly 2 meters and a burly and strong physique, he far exceeds Thor, the son of Odin. This is one of the few existences who can single-handedly defeat the normal Thanos. something even the Hulk couldn't do. This shows how terrifying the alien leader Black Bolt is. Brother is so reckless. Continue to pull hatred. Cold sweat secreted from Shangzhu's forehead, and his face became more and more ugly. Dragon Group, the Avengers, Inhumans. The three forces joined forces. Could it be that the eldest brother really intends to rely on his own strength to fight against it? Remember Celian. Message. Flowers. Evaluate. Collect. Thanks for the support. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 9. Really? The Lord's worries are not superfluous. Even if Zhou Lan untied the shackles of the god's token and removed the shackles he had carried for a long time, the devilish energy was unprecedentedly strong. Son of Odin in Norse mythology. Iron Man who cultivates both magic and martial arts. An archaeologist in the armor of God. It's also not a decoration. The scene of the 6 demon compatriots being defeated and expelled was still vivid in the Holy Master's mind. The key is that there is life on the moon. With the Holy Master's experience, it is clear enough to distinguish the strength and bravery of the incoming enemy. Brother is in danger. Looks like it's our turn. Afu, Reizu, Afon, and Zhou said in unison. At this moment, the group of 4 looks like a pocket-sized curse blue and possesses magic energy, which can release terrifying dark magic. Survive in a vacuum without fear. Even control a certain range of gravity. What's more, at a height of nearly 100 meters, the majestic golem of the heretics stood tall like a giant spirit god, guarding the left and right. Who will win? Not yet known. My king hail. Get rid of the ugly earth monster. A stranger shouted happily. They are well dressed, and their clothes are made of rare materials. Without exception, they are all high-caste nobles. In contrast, the low-caste aliens who lived underground lived in a dark and claustrophobic environment, and their faces were numb with indifference. The caste system implemented by Adelan artificially divided high and low. As a result, the slums and the city center are like 2 worlds. Even the Black Bolt King, who will join the Illuminati in the future, is still powerless to change the rules set by his ancestors. After all, old habits die hard. Since you can't do it, let me do it. Zhou Lan let out a sneer and said, Black Bolt, how about giving up the stupid fight? Swear allegiance to me. I can guarantee that Adelan's rigid and backward caste system will be crushed. Let the Inhumans become the greatest intelligent life in the galaxy again. Wow. One stone stirs up 1,000 waves. The alien nobles who watched the real-time broadcast showed an incredible expression. Through these words, it is enough to conclude that the intruder suffers from severe Alzheimer's disease, because the Inhuman race has already become the greatest intelligent life in the galaxy. As for reforming the caste system, even more ridiculous. This is a superior system established by the former king of Adelan to maintain the stability of the alien population for generations. Once overthrown, the deformed Gene Shane will get out of control sooner or later. The entire group will cease to exist. How can my king agree? Definitely. The object of Zhou Lan's speech was not aimed at alien nobles, but to confuse alien slaves who worked hard day and night. A dark mind. Pairs of gray eyes suddenly lit up. Countless aliens of low caste raised their heads one after another, staring at the live broadcast screen, eyes locked on Zhou Lan, the savior of suffering who threatens to reform the caste system. Zhou Lan's simple declaration, like a spark falling into the wilderness, completely ignited the alien slave workers who were already full of complaints. And the royals are still in the dark. Leave. My city. The Black Bat King with a firm face suddenly issued a warning. Even if he spoke softly, it still caused extremely terrifying and exaggerated movements. I saw a substantial sound wave erupting on the surface of the moon. The violent impact swept the lunar soil, directly setting off a sandstorm of overwhelming scale, blowing the unprepared mafia to an extremely distant place. Even the manned spacecraft in the basin will not be spared. It was twisted into a mass of broken copper and iron and scattered. Black Bolt, as an alien royal family, received the mutagenesis of Terrigen Mist during the fetal period, awakening the super ability to release pseudosonic waves through sound. The maximum power of the onomatopoeia is equivalent to detonating a nuclear bomb. Moreover, it will be accompanied by disasters such as volcanic eruptions, hurricanes, and crustal tearing. In order to protect his people from harm, Black Bolt swore to keep his mouth shut for life. Only when Adelan is endangered Will he choose to open his mouth to fight? Hail! My king will win. Seeing the intruders scurrying around in embarrassment, the alien nobles burst into cheers again. There is no doubt about the strength of Black Bolt King at all. Throughout the ages, countless careerists tried to enslave the Inhumans, but they all lost to the mighty Black Bolt King. Among them is Ronin, the military commander of the Carey Empire. Can the intruder rival Ronin? The answer is undoubtedly no. Victory will eventually belong to my king. However, the shocking picture was immediately displayed in front of all the aliens. The 5 fingers and wrists of the intruder in the toga and long sleeves suddenly turned the color of ink, emitting black smoke. Dark water. The Black Bat King, who was far away, rushed towards the intruder uncontrollably in the blink of an eye. Then, the intruder held the neck tightly. No matter how Black Bolt King struggles, it is difficult to get rid of the restraint. The situation turned in an instant, fast as lightning. In an instant, all the strangers stood up. Why did my king take the initiative to throw himself into the trap? I like this book and remember Cillian. For book rewards. Emphasize again. All through system strengthening. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 10. Dark Water. This is the most evil fruit in the world of One Piece. The fruit move of the dark fruit. The body turns into a black hole, releasing infinite gravity. Suction the target of attack to yourself. No matter how far the distance is, there is no way to escape and get rid of it. And, once it touches the entity of the enemy, it will suppress the opponent's super ability. Zhou Lan got the dark fruit when he checked in for the first time. It's just that there has never been a chance to show its power. Let go. Black Bolt King suddenly let out a roar, instantly raising the frequency of the onomatopoeia to the extreme. The terrifying power is like a nuclear bomb erupting on the spot, and a spectacular mushroom cloud rises from the ground, enough to destroy and crush the invaders. The essential. The imagined picture did not appear at all. Black Bolt seems to have lost his ability to love and hate aliens. It seems that my guess is indeed correct. Zhou Lan is particularly satisfied with the results of the in vivo experiments. The dark fruit is enough to take effect against all genetically mutated targets. Regardless of the species, its ability is temporarily invalidated, like the Inhumans. Mutant. Struer. In addition, the dark fruit has an unusually terrifying effect, robbing the dead target's ability. Need to continue testing? Zhou Lan thought for a while and resolutely gave up this plan. Because there are no devil fruits in the Marvel Universe. Whether the laws of the world of One Piece will take effect is still unknown. Zhou Lan showed surprise and suddenly felt an unprecedentedly powerful technological force erupting from Black Bolt King. Stab it. I saw a layer of light erupting suddenly on the surface of Black Bat King. The electron energy dissociated nearby suddenly hit Zhou Lan's elegant robe, causing sparks to burst forth. This power does not come from blood. Black Bat King has gained the ability to control electronic energy simply by relying on the alien technology that is ahead of the Earth. Electronic energy continues to give Black Bat King body strengthening, make it mentally amplified, able to survive in a vacuum, flight. As for releasing the shockingly destructive onomatopoeic waves, it was nothing at all. After all, in most cases, Black Bolt keeps silent. It seems that I underestimated you. Zhou Lan smiled. As everyone knows, the Avengers and the Dragon Team have the same idea. He really underestimated the Moon Demon mantra. As the elder of the ancient demon, the veritable big brother. The finale, the demon of the moon, Zhou Lan, undoubtedly showed shocking strength. Both mind and appearance are breathtaking. The key moon is absolutely not to be missed. Once it falls, all space programs on Earth and the deployment of space-based weapons will be in vain. Moreover, the future will always be trapped on the Earth and dare not step out of the atmosphere. So even if they all die together, they still have to expel the Moon Demon mantra. Oops. When exactly will Stark return? The younger brother said frantically with a Drake voice. Without a token from the gods, how could he seal the Moon Demon mantra? Looks like the Dragon Team needs the help of T-Girl. The eccentric girl smiled slyly, put on a red cloak suddenly, carried a silver suitcase, and walked towards the hatch of the Quinn-type flight device. Crash. The silver suitcase is open. The Mark V portable armor came into view. This is the T-Girl armor developed by Tony Stark especially for Xiaoyu. The body shape, and various data are completely based on Xiaoyu himself. 12 card slots are hollowed out and engraved on the mouth of the battle armor, which can place the zodiac charms that carry the divine power of the Holy Lord. Click, click. Xiaoyu put both hands in the suitcase. Immediately, the metal parts spread out along the arm. In the blink of an eye, transform into a pocket Iron Man with jade style. Later, the Hungarian card slots are inlaid with 12 charms in turn, a magic prop that symbolizes the divine power of the Holy Lord, with lifelike animal patterns painted on the surface. Rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, pig. A total of 12 zodiac signs. Each spell has incredible power. It seems to be the soul prop that runs through the adventures of Jackie Chan. The combination of spells can produce even more incredible effects. For example, the combination of chicken and rabbit is equal to sonic flight. The combination of horse and dog symbolizes immortality. The T-girl is dispatched. The fully armed Xiaoyu stepped through the hatch and came to the vast and boundless outer space. Whoosh! The soles of the feet spray hot flames. I saw the chicken and rabbit charms echoing each other, like a galloping phantom light rushing towards the moon. Xiaoyu! The archaeologist was stunned when he saw this. Stark actually made a T-girl armor, and, without informing yourself? Simply too much. Ha 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 ha. Hello, T-girl. The son of Odin laughed. Undoubtedly, I feel gratified and honored by Miss T's support. I didn't hurt Xiaoyu in vain. Soon, superhero landed on the surface of the moon one after another. Jackie Chan wore the armor of God and lined up in the west. The son of Odin grasped the hammer Mjolnir and lined up east. Xiaoyu was wearing a portable T-girl battle armor and lined up in the south. Black Bat King gritted his teeth and lined up in the north. And the moon demon Curse Blue is located in the center. Such a visually impactful picture was naturally broadcast to the surface in real time. Do you still remember the T-girl? If you support T-girls, remember See Lien. Collect. Evaluate. Flowers. Reward. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 11. Washington, D.C. Tricurve Wing Building. Staring at the picture presented by the projection screen, all the agents on the scene gave up expression management. Without exception, they were dumbfounded. Even Alexander Pierce felt an uncanny feeling. Intelligent life. Intelligent life exists on the moon. Survive in a vacuum environment without fear. Follow your words and release amazing destructive onomatopoeia. The essential. Even so, it is still unable to match the moon demon Curse Lan. Easily captured by the Curse Blue. Is this the kingdom that Zhou Lan once ruled? When will the Avengers act? Nick Fury and Phil Coulson look good. If you continue to let the demon of the moon Curse Lan to do anything wrong, I'm afraid the whole moon will be torn apart. In addition, since the existence of extraterrestrial civilizations has been discovered, as a national strategic defense attack and logistics support force, we must closely track and pay attention. After all, who can guarantee that extraterrestrial civilizations will not imitate Chitauri and attack the Earth? The universe is a dark forest. Every civilization is a hunter with a gun. And Ghost sneaks into the forest like a ghost. Any hunter who exposes himself will fall into a situation beyond redemption. At the same time, Iron Man is finally gone and back. Pass the container of lotus buds to True. Don't crush it, Stark reminded. Oops. Don't disturb Dad to recast the spell, Dad said in a hurry. Then, configure the potion again and sprinkle it on the lotus buds. I saw a burst of emerald green light erupting from the lotus bud, suddenly full of vitality, possessing incredible magic attributes. At this moment, the lotus bud in front of her eyes seemed to be transformed into a token of the gods. Goblins, goblins, go away. Goblins, goblins, go away. Goblins, goblins, go away. A surge of magical energy separated the lotus buds. The blossoming petals rushed towards the end of their sight in an instant. The undiscovered demon of the moon, Zhou Lan. Whoosh! The lotus bud is like a galloping lightning, quickly approaching Zhou Lan from far to near. Crash! The blossoming petals with righteous magic instantly hit the stalwart moon demon. Great! Daddy hail! Finally able to eat chicken tacos. Girl T jumped up and applauded. However, she soon found that she didn't get a response. Even Uncle Long, who has always been long-winded, fell silent. Puzzled eyes then turned to a direction not far away. I saw the figure of a refined Taoist priest clearly reflected in the iris. Curse blue. The god's token didn't surrender the curse? Wrong variety of lotus bud? Missed he reasonably guessed. After all, Pop's magic never fails. Other than that, there is no other reason. The bond between the god's token and the mantra was forcibly broken by an unknown force. It is impossible to expel the curse blue with the god's token. Stark's voice is hoarse. Really? Papa originally didn't have the ability to subdue ancient demons. In the final analysis, it is just repeating the spell of the god warrior. And the fetters of the god token disappeared. Undoubtedly, it is as difficult as going to the sky to try to seal the curse blue with one's own strength. It seems that Big Brother has the ability to restore the prosperity of the demon rule. The Holy Master's bright red eyes flickered slightly. After serving a long sentence in hell, the eldest brother has made great strides. There is an endless stream of new magic. Even the well-informed Holy Master felt hopeless. Reincarnation Eye, Heretic Golem, Dark Water. I'm afraid that even the me in my heyday can't compete with the Big Brother today. The Holy Lord made up his mind at this moment and loyally followed the moon demon, Zhou Lan. Oops. Father needs to go back and look through the classics to find other ways to expel the moon demon. And one more thing. Dad reminded Jackie Chan, remember to stop Curse Lan from controlling the moon? Listen to the conversation coming from the communicator. Archaeologists can't help being dumbfounded. Dad didn't subdue the demon of the moon? Stop Curse Blue from controlling the moon? My God. Unlucky, unlucky, unlucky. Jackie Chan was very frantic. Click. A series of electric sparks filled the lunar soil. I saw the burly and powerful Viking god pacing out. Earth magic can't subdue Curse Blue. The gods of Asgard may not lose. Thor is fighting high, holding the beloved warhammer Mjolnir tightly. A blazing light spreads from the body surface, as if the flames of a true god are blazing. Really, the ominous omen came true. Captain Marvel has to be notified. Nick Fury looked heavy. Immediately, he took out the antique pager and entered a code, which was sent to the unreachable end of the universe. The screen of the pager flickered, and then transformed into a red and blue starburst symbol. It's the iconic Captain Marvel logo. Undoubtedly, the Earth no longer has the ability to solve the curse, and only Captain Marvel can be dispatched to eliminate the magic himself. Data growth is relatively slow. I like this book. Must remember Celian. Flowers. Evaluate. Message. Collect. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge. Activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 12. Captain Marvel. Carol Danvers. This is the first superhero Nick Fury met. Because of the Tesseract's radiation baptism, he accidentally obtained astonishing cosmic energy, like moving infinite gems, and his normal combat power is comparable to the Heavenly Father. Even Ronan the Accuser had no choice but to run away from Captain Marvel. The key is whether Danforth can arrive in time? The Bald Chief expressed doubts. According to the agreement, send a distress signal through the pager. No matter how far away, Captain Marvel will quickly support. However, even if Carol Danvers can fly at the speed of light, it is estimated that he will not be able to travel to and from the Milky Way in an instant. The problem is that this is the end of the story. Nick Fury had no choice. At the same time, the other side of the distant starry sky. Moon. I saw the stalwart moon demon waving his sleeves gracefully. A member of the Mafia with a cursed blue face and 2 pairs of arthropod arms immediately appeared and landed in front of the superhero. Walloon. Raisin. Afun. Afu and Zhou. In order to fight against the Avengers and the Dragon Team, Zhou Lan endowed the Mafia with the ability to curse blue magic, survive in a vacuum environment without fear, and release dark magic. Now it finally comes in handy. Go. My faithful servant. Zhou Lan made a loud voice and said, kill all superheroes, The fingertips seemed to be hanging down invisible threads. Meteorite fragments and satellite debris floating within a radius of 100 meters swept along. Apparently, the group of 5 has fully mastered the method of using the cursed blue magic energy. Can control the operation of gravity at will, as a means of attack and defense. Click, click. The burly figure surrounded by the blazing lightning suddenly lifted into the air. A Viking deity from Asgard with lightning-like eyes. Curse blue. I have to admit that your strength surpasses all demons, even King Lauf of the giants of Jotunheim. But justice will triumph over evil. Thor gripped his beloved hammer, Mjolnir, and said in a deep voice. The moment the voice fell, an unprecedented violent electric current shook. It seems that there is static electricity all over the space. Immediately, dark clouds gathered and formed. The blazing lightning and the razor frantically fled. A series of super lightning suddenly enveloped the area where the cursed blue stands, completely turned the moon into the country of thunder, the world of Thunderbolt, completely covered the figure of the moon demon, for the glory of the god of the north. Thor had a must-win smile on seeing this. A terrifying thunderstorm of this scale can definitely hit the cursed blue hard. After all, divine power and magic are similar in nature, can cause substantial damage to demons, etc. Look, the archaeologist suddenly exclaimed. It seems to have seen a picture that will never be forgotten. The stalwart monster that appeared through psychics opened its mouth wide. He even took the initiative to accept all the thunderstorms and electric glows. Thor's lightning. Can it nourish the heretic golem? Zhou Lan's eyes lit up, and he had a keen insight into the changes in the body of the sacred tree. It seems that the various energies determined by the check-in system do not specifically refer to origin magic power, Phoenix Force. Can the key magic energy fill the golem of the heretics? Make it evolve into the ultimate biological tree? Seems worth the wait. I hope that by punching Adolin, I can harvest magical immunity props. Zhou Lan prayed. Although the thunderstorm summoned by the son of Odin missed him, it caused an unforgettable sting. No wonder demons resist touching the Panka box. Zhou Lan finally realized the danger of magic. Almost natural restraint black aura. Shit. Tony Stark, who arrived late, had an extremely ugly face hidden by a mask. The unsealable demon of the moon. The mafia with soaring fighting power. The suspicious lunar civilization. The development trajectory of the plot is undoubtedly completely out of my control. How will it end next? I like this book. Remember to support it. Everyone is active. I have the motivation to code. Thanks to the 100 V points from the brother at the beginning of 152. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 13 Alien Coup. Exorcism and Swallowing Wolves? 4 Collection. Adolin. A space mobile city built by the Inhumans. After a long period of repeated migrations, I finally reached the end of the journey. Moon. However, with the launch of the space arming program of the Earth's powers, artificial satellites have emerged in an endless stream. Various forms of probes have landed on the moon. This makes Adolin's hiding increasingly difficult, especially the alien royal family headed by Black Bolt King, with old and rigid thinking, refused to start the Earth-Moon War, and took the initiative to plunder the Earth's material resources. Another member of the royal family, Maximus, has the opposite attitude. He believes that Iran is more advanced and should rule the Earth and human beings. However, Black Bat King and Queen Medusa turned a deaf ear to it. Therefore, Maximus has been plotting a coup d'etat all along, forcing Black Bolt to abdicate. It's just that due to the terrifying power of the Black Bolt King, he dared not act hastily. Fortunately, the ancestors favored. Black Bolt has left Adolin. With a sly smile on his face, Maximus said thoughtfully, the key strengths of Medusa and Gorgon should not be underestimated. With an army composed of low-caste aliens, there is absolutely no hope of overthrowing the rule of Black Bolt King. The moment the voice fell, the image of the moon demon Zhou Lan immediately came into view. Crazy Maximus can't help but think about it. Exorcism Swallow Wolf. Sit back and reap the benefits of the fisherman. Soon, the coup will begin. Ugly low-caste soldiers, led by Maximus, raided the city control hub of Adolin. In an instant, dead bodies were everywhere. The air is filled with the pungent smell of blood. After all, a coup d'etat is not a dinner party, an elegant ceremony before soldiers. Instead, beat the dog in the water. While you are sick, I will kill you. Close the outer shield. Maximus's voice was low. His pupils burst into a magical light, and he instantly became the adjutant of the hypnotic ability Royal Guard. This is the inhuman ability of Maximus Awakening. Through language or eyes, control the target thinking. Plus, the Terrigen mists greatly enhanced Maximus' mind, making him a bona fide super genius. On par with Iron Man Tony Stark, Dr. Bruce Banner, Amnizola, and Stephen Strange in IQ. But there is no stage to display their talents. Blame it all on the stupid Inhuman royal family. Crash. I saw the outer protective shield covering Adeline flickering continuously. It seems that it will go out at any time, completely expose the entire space mobile city to the eyes of the world. Queen Medusa panicked. There is a problem with Adeline's defense system? Investigate immediately. Before the key guards could move in time, the outer protective cover had already begun to slowly shrink, then disappear. Off. The dark and vast outer space instantly replaced the blue sky and white clouds simulated by technology, regardless of the high-caste nobles or the slave workers in the mine. All of them showed stunned expressions, and there was no sound. The Moon City actually took the initiative to leak? Close the outer shield? Tony Stark gasped. All kinds of questions came to mind. Can't help but speculate on the real intention of the inhuman race's move. Could it be that the extraterrestrial civilization decided to use space-based weapons to eliminate the Moon Demon Mantra? For the strength of Black Bolt King, Stark felt shocking. The ability to release onomatopoeic waves through words is terrifying to the extreme. The power generated by a roar is comparable to the explosion of 100 Jericho missiles. If it weren't for Black Bolt King's frequent roars and release of onomatopoeic waves to interfere with the golem of the heretics, I'm afraid the team of Avengers and Dragons has been defeated, destroyed by the Moon Demon curse. Oh. Zhou Lan's eyes were slightly startled. You actually gave up your defense on your own initiative? An alien is so bold? He had a keen insight into the upheaval in Adeline. In any case, it is a great thing. After all, shattering shields with psychic heretic golems is thankless work. If it leads to the collapse of Adeline's urban system and the extinction of Ability's extraordinary future citizens, the loss will undoubtedly be more than worth the loss. What's more, Adeline is also a scenic spot judged by the system. A smile appeared on the corner of Zhou Lan's mouth, feeling unprecedentedly comfortable physically and mentally. Immediately, he stood up from the ground, turned into a rainbow light and rushed towards the Moon City Adeline. The speed is so fast that it seems to break through the sound barrier, infinitely close to the speed of light. No. Step. My city. A burly and sturdy figure blocked the only way, suddenly exhaled and made a sound. It was sonorous and forceful, roaring one after another, and finally pieced together a complete sentence. Boom, boom, boom. Every word Black Bolt uttered seems to have turned into a real note. Submerged the cursed blue directly. Detonated the entire outer space. Ask for collection. I hope you will support me. Later. The real selling point of this book will be revealed. Please look forward to it. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 14 Dark Susano. Wrap the Moon. 4 collection. What a terrifying onomatopoeia. My Veronica, can I resist such an impact? Seeing this, Tony Stark's eyes flickered, and a series of conjectures and calculations could not help but emerge. There is no doubt that the answer is cold and cruel. Cannot. It seems that I have no right to be arrogant at all. In addition, anti-sonic armor must also be put on the agenda. Take precautions. No. Step. My city. Black Bolt repeats his lines again. Thrilling words, cadence. The shocking onomatopoeia waves, like a violent space tsunami, swept across the demon at the end of sight. Curse blue. Interesting. Zhou Lan suddenly stopped moving. Immediately, the magical pupils that seemed to spread in circles and vortexes burst into brilliant light. In the blink of an eye, a skeleton is formed like ink pouring. Cover it up. Then, the texture of countless meridians, tendons, and bones spread on it, once again presenting the Fuso-style chakra armor. The brave posture of holding the sword and shield with both hands is full of unprecedented strong visual impact. This is Susano. In the world of Naruto, the power of God can only be unlocked by opening the kaleidoscope Sharingan, symbol of destruction and destruction. After serving a long sentence in hell, Zhou Lan continued to grope, and finally mastered Susanu's awakening method. However, the color that Susanoo presents is not anyone known in the world of Naruto. Like a black body poured with ink, it resembles an elemental dark fruit. Produced by the system, it must be a boutique. 2 completely different forces are obviously slowly integrating. Nanny! In the distant atmosphere, the Quinjet flight is returning. The sumo wrestler from Sakura's hometown suddenly widened his eyes and subconsciously shivered. The fears cultivated in childhood, the breeding of uncontrollable madness. The shape of Susano in front of me is so familiar. It turned out to be very much like the mummy general who dominated the ancient Fusang. The sword and shield held by the general's hands? Undoubtedly more familiar. It is like an artifact in the legend of Fusang. Ten-Fist Sword and Yada Mirror. Why can Zhou Lan summon General Fusang Mummy? Trudeau was puzzled. Later, I saw Susanoo holding up the Yada Mirror. The deafening sonic boom exploded. The shockingly destructive onomatopoeic wave instantly hit the incorporeal black spiritual shield, transformed from pure energy. A massive energy pulse blowout. Onomatopoeic waves comparable to the power of 100 Jericho missiles. Enough to evaporate a city. But it can't break through the defense of the Yada Mirror at all. On the other hand, the moon's crust couldn't bear the impact of the vast energy. It cracked suddenly, and there were traces of terror blooming in an instant. My God! Unlucky, unlucky, unlucky. Jackie Chan said frantically, continue to fight. I'm afraid the moon will explode directly, and we won't be able to enjoy the moon during the Mid-Autumn Festival. Really? Stark is condescending, overlooking Kong Wu's powerful black Susanoo. The expression on his face is extraordinarily complex, revealing disbelief, even admiration, all kinds of emotions. I have to admit that the demon of the moon, Zhou Lan, is the strongest demon he has ever encountered. An endless stream of magic, unheard of. I'm afraid Thanos, Emperor of the Universe, facing the Curse Blue, there is still no power to fight back, right? Bring it on. Keep feeding my heretic golem. Zhou Lan waved his hand and said. The provocative act of contempt undoubtedly succeeded in angering Thor. Crackling, surrounded by blazing electric light, the majestic and sturdy Viking god, holding his beloved warhammer Mjolnir tightly, locked his eyes on the huge monster like a withered tree man. Thor still remembers the image of the golem devouring all the thunderstorms. Therefore, even though Thor was extremely angry, he still did not choose to act rashly and summon lightning bombardment again. Caution is the boat. This is a proverb that archaeologists repeat oft. Looks like it's my turn to make a move. Zhou Lan made him a draw with both hands. Moment. The black Susanoo almost posed in the same seal pose. Immediately, I saw an endless stream of dark magic energy expanding wildly in all directions. It seems that a lunar eclipse is about to happen, and it also looks like the ultimate darkness released by the Ghost Shadow Core. The violent dark energy is rapidly enveloping the moon. Pollute the moon. Get it off track. Only when the moon is alienated and completely reduced to a magic weapon controlled by Zhou Lan can his strength be qualitatively changed. Even among the ranks of level God Father Strong. After all, Zhou Lan is in a time and space where not only the anime characters of Jackie Chan's adventures, but also the superhero of the Marvel Universe. Do you think everything will be fine if you remove the fetters of the God token? Simply whimsical. Existences that can subdue Zhou Lan abound. Beep. Discover the sights, Adeline. Is the host checking in? The numbers are dismal. Kneel for support. If you like this book, don't miss it. Rare Jackie Chan Adventures Marvel Works. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 15. Check in from a distance? Originally, Zhou Lan thought that he had to be in a scenic spot to check in. Turns out it wasn't the case. It seems that you can check in within a certain distance from the scenic spot. Really easy. Beep. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the fairy bean seeds. Blank Godhead. The dazzling light instantly filled the entire field of vision. In the backpack space of the check-in system, there are colorful props and rewards. The first to bear the brunt is a seed. According to the introduction of the check-in system, it's fairy bean seeds. From the world of Dragon Ball. Cultivated by the cat fairy who lives in Kalinta. After eating it can guarantee you will not be hungry for 10 days, repair all injuries on your body, and restore all your mental and physical strength. Definitely, it cannot take effect on viruses that appear in the body. The reason why Adeline implements the caste system, precisely because of the scarcity of resources, the distribution of substances must be controlled artificially. Grow fairy beans. Problem solved. Seeing this, Zhou Lan couldn't help showing a knowing smile, and said imaginatively, when the celestial bean seeds are mature and mass-produced, the alien legion that will counterattack the Earth with arms. Once a soldier is injured, eat it immediately and instantly restore all injuries and physical strength. Who can defeat such a rambunctious army? It has to be said that the system rewards itself with fairy bean seeds just right. enough to be regarded as a national treasure-level strategic material. As for the other item that rewards blank Godhead, according to the system introduction, the effect is even more unexpected. Godhead, as the name suggests, the personality of God. It is actually the same nature as the fairy class depicted in the Oriental magic world. Why are the 8 immortals who subdued ancient demons called God warriors? It is precisely because of the merits and virtues that the Godhead was forged and successfully attained Taoism and immortality. If you have not condensed the Godhead, even if you have faith, you will be regarded as a false god. Cthulhu. The Earth civilization has a long history and naturally evolved all kinds of strange myths and legends, like Norse mythology, Greek mythology, Roman mythology, Egyptian mythology, Fuso myth, Oriental mythology, etc. Among the mythological systems with different key points, they have the same authority and function. In addition, due to the rapid advancement of modern technology, the gods of the earth born of nature worship have gradually declined in popularity and basically began to wither. Only a few ancient gods can maintain a strong faith, like God King Odin, God King Zeus. The blank Godhead rewarded by the check-in system will manifest its authority according to its own characteristics. Realize the transformation from demon to god. Definitely, the Earth has countless mythological systems, and there must be ancient gods with the same authority. With the rise of new gods, the old gods are bound to decline. The war of gods that broke out in order to snatch belief and authority will also repeat itself. Godhead is generated, God name, curse blue god title, God of the night and the dark moon level subgod father symbol, samsara sharingan director, moon, darkness, gravity, astrology, divine power. Reflect the heavens believers, inhumans, denomination, none accompanied by the manifestation of the blank Godhead. A wonderful feeling that cannot be described in words hits my heart instantly. Zhou Lan couldn't help feeling the unprecedented comfort. In my mind, countless voices of prayer and praise echoed. Without exception, they are calling for the moon god. The key is that I didn't create a sect at all. Could it be that this is the strength of the check-in system, cannibalizing the authority of other gods? It seems that I need to form a sect in the name of moon worship. Sooner or later, it will ring in the Marvel multi-universe. Zhou Lan quickly digested the surprise brought by the blank Godhead. The devil of the moon, whose Christian name is worshipping the moon. Simply the most suitable. As for the vows to join the church, the honorable names called by believers in prayer will be designed later. After all, the top priority is to completely control the moon. Take it off track. At that time, the Earth's environment will undergo earth-shaking and adverse changes, enough to harvest a wave of faith. It seems that Big Brother has changed again, while Long with bright red eyes whispered, obviously feeling the aura of a god warrior. Grand, sacred, vast. There is no doubt. Full of the majesty of the gods. This feeling is more than familiar. It is also manifested in Thor, the son of Odin. Could it be that the eldest brother got the Godhead fragment? Dove occupying Magpie's nest? The Holy Lord was imagining for a moment. Shit, is the moon about to fall? It seems that there are frequent signs of earthquakes all over the world at the same time. Surface, Washington, D.C. 3 curved wings building. It can be clearly seen that the unprecedented dark magical energy, like ink, is rapidly blackening the moon. From the degree of partial lunar eclipse, it gradually expands, and it is infinitely close to the total eclipse. With the gradual deepening of lunar pollution, the monitoring system keeps sending out piercing and sharp alarms. There are a series of natural disaster phenomena all over the world. Earthquake, typhoon, tsunami, volcano eruption. There are no signs and warning signs. Such disasters that violate the common sense of science and the laws of nature are all caused by the departure of the moon from the established orbit, the collapse of the Earth-Moon celestial system, and the imbalance of gravity. If the moon is completely reduced to cursed blue's plaything, I'm afraid the real doomsday will finally be staged. Please support me. Thank you. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 16. Oops. Curse Lan is going to refine the moon as his magic weapon. The old man yelled in the voice of the Drake, and he had an insight into Zhou Lan's intentions almost instantly. Magic weapon. For example, Dad's pufferfish and gecko dry have perfect conduction and compatibility characteristics, and there will be no loss in casting spells. In addition, the moon, which has been impacted and formed for a long time, originally possesses incredible and majestic energy. If Zhou Lan successfully absorbs the energy of the moon, he will undoubtedly go one step further and become the strongest demon ever. I am afraid that only the resurrection of the fighter Loki of the Lin dynasty can surrender. Father, quickly figure out a way, T-Girl said anxiously. Even if the cultural class is bad, Xiao can understand the importance of the moon. Without the moon, the balance of celestial bodies in the solar system would break, and a terrifying butterfly effect would definitely erupt. The violent tidal energy would be enough to annihilate all matter on the surface. The key point is that Dad has nothing to do. God tokens can't subdue Curse Blue, Dad said madly. Really? The failure of the God's token completely exposed the shallowness of the father's skills. True, Miss T asked again. Sorry, Jade, the sumo wrestler said with shame. We must stop Curse Lawn. Defend the moon. Iron Man and the archaeologist looked at each other and immediately understood each other's thoughts. By coincidence, it turned into a rainbow light and rushed towards Zhou Lan. On the way, green lights appeared from both fists. This is the color of righteous magic. Magic must beat magic. Click, click. Black Bolt King and Odin's son undoubtedly realized the seriousness of the problem, and from the other two directions, a surge of lightning and onomatopoeic waves suddenly burst out. Try to interrupt the ritual of mantra demonizing the moon. That's too late. Zhou Lan raised his arms and shouted, My magic has come to an end, and I am about to pollute the moon and alienate everything. No one can stop my rise. The moment the words fell, the moon suddenly erupted with shocking vibrations. The turbulent dark magical energy has completely covered the eternal natural satellite. I saw that the whole body of the moon was pitch black, as weird as a total eclipse, and it continued to emit intense black light to the extreme, and the picture was gorgeous and dirty. The Earth, Moon, and celestial system collapsed. All star force fields in the solar system, cosmic matter, began to gravitationally collapse uncontrollably. Since then, there will be no Mid-Autumn Festival on Earth. My God! Jackie Chan vomited blood. The moon turned black. Fact. Tony Stark swore. The demon-slaying operation that was supposed to succeed not only failed, but even led to the fall of the only natural satellite of the Earth. His superbrain can almost imagine the doomsday disasters on the Earth. At the same time, many aerospace powers have also observed drastic changes on the moon. Without exception, the heads of NASA were shocked. Pollution of the moon, alienation of the moon, the planet that has illuminated the night for generations has fallen? Why is the great moon god still sleeping and not cleaning the house? A prayer sounded. Greece, Rome, Fuso, Norway. Believers from all over the world piously call on the god who is in charge of the power of the moon. While Long's brows were slightly frowned with bright red eyes, and suddenly, on a whim, he felt a tingling sensation in his scalp. I saw the golden magic halo gradually unfolding. A spiraling portal came into view. As if time stood still, all the superheroes on the scene, the crazy collapsing celestial system, they all freeze. The chic figure dressed in a monk's robe and hood instantly occupies his entire field of vision. Looks like I'm late. The uninvited guest took off his hood and revealed a shiny silver head. Baoxiang's solemn face seemed to radiate divine light all the time. Sorcerer Supreme, Ancient One, one of the few level godfathers on Earth, lived for 800 days and nights, taught countless excellent secret arts magicians, maintained 3 holy places, and resisted the invasion of Dormammu, the ruler of the dark dimension, all his life. If it weren't for Ancient One's generous death, I'm afraid Thanos, the king of the universe, would never dare to start an infinite war. What's more, Ancient One owns infinite gems. Looking at the eye of Agamotto suspended in the mouth of Sorcerer Supreme, Zhou Lan's complexion was heavy and he was extremely worried. This is the container for the time gem. At this moment, Zhou Lan's space is completely still. Even the celestial system that continues to collapse and collapse is still frozen, just like the credit of time gem. As the essence of the singularity born in the Big Bang, time gem has unlimited energy and potential. Reverse life and death, predict the future, create a time loop, without exception are basic operations. If Ancient One reverses time and space and restores the moon to its original state, Zhou Lan's efforts will undoubtedly be in vain. Maybe the weakness of the fetters of the gods will also reappear. Damn it! Zhou Lan cursed secretly. Immediately, an endless stream of glass shard-like matter suddenly enveloped the entire starry sky. This is mirror space. Parallel dimensions separated from real-time and space. No matter what kind of frightening battle is fought, it will not affect the real time and space. Here comes the update. Remember to support if you like it. Collect. Evaluate. Flowers. Your support is the driving force for my coding. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 17. So far, only Ancient One can summon at will and enter and exit the mirror world of infinite space. To escape from the mirror space, one must be proficient in teleportation magic or possess teleportation ability. Otherwise, it is impossible to leave the mirror space for half a step. Moon Devil, your future is so blurry that you can't peek at it. It's simply unreasonable. Sorcerer Supreme put his hands behind his back and said with a puzzled face. Originally, the demon recovery incident was not worth mentioning. The Dragon Team and the Avengers are enough to settle. But now, the Demon of the Moon, Zhou Lan, who appeared at the finale, has a completely different fate, completely subverting the established trajectory. Especially the act of refining the moon as a magic weapon is simply unheard of and unseen. Ancient One deduced the future with the help of Time Gem, tried repeatedly to calculate the fate of Curse Lan. The result was unexpected. It seems that because of the curse of the Moon Demon, all the established future events are all distorted. In particular, the gods of the earth even divided into multiple camps, conspiring to start a battle of gods. What an incredible warning is this! The source of all evil, the initiator of chaos, is right in front of you. As long as you convince it, maybe it will get back on track again in the future. Curse Blue. You have two options: retreat to Kamar Taj for 100 years and cleanse your sins. As a member of the Secret Magician, resist the invasion of the dark dimension for life. Secondly, it is trapped in the mirror space and cannot be reborn forever. Sorcerer Supreme earnestly said, "Think carefully. I am willing to wait for good news here." Zhou Lan scoffed at the words. Retreat Kamar Taj for 100 years? Well said. Just serve 100 years in prison. As for being a member of the Secret Magician to resist the invasion of the dark dimension for life, Zhou Lan said very meaningfully, Sorcerer Supreme, which absorbs the energy of the dark dimension and maintains eternal youth, is so sanctimonious. I really admire it. Moment. Sorcerer Supreme is like a thief showing his true colors. The whole person was tense, and his complexion changed drastically. It is impossible to maintain a holy demeanor. The huge secret that was guarded against for the rest of my life was exposed by the devil. It seems you have a choice. Sorcerer Supreme did not scold or reprimand, but said with a regretful expression, I will return to the mirror space from time to time to ask if you change your opinion. The moment the words fell, a brilliant golden halo gradually unfolded. The spirally rolled portal took shape accordingly. However, Ancient One's movements stopped instantly. I saw the unprecedented violent gravitational force gushing out from the fingertips of the Moon Demon Mantra, which instantly transformed into invisible swords and shot towards Ancient One. The mirror world is like putting the cart before the horse in real time and space. Although Sorcerer Supreme isolated the Mafia 5 and the Heretic Golem, indirectly weakening the magic blue combat power. But she can't block the natural rule. Gravity, one of the 4 basic natural forces of the universe. All living beings have their own positions, all because of the effect of gravity. Without gravity, everything in the world would be out of control and out of order. And the power held by the Moon Demon Mantra happens to be gravity. I heard a lot of prayers. Ancient One. Zhou Lan calmed down and said, my feat of controlling the moon was discovered by the humble creatures on the earth, and the believers started to pray and praise my god name. Even believers appear to call me Night God. Very strange. Zhou Lan looked puzzled. In fact, he deliberately revealed the message that he has a godhead. Godhead, as the name suggests, the personality of God. Possessing a godhead is enough to enjoy the offerings and sacrifices of believers. This is another way of cultivation, which is similar to the method of becoming a god with incense and fire recorded in the Oriental magic world. If Zhou Lan chooses to answer the prayers of believers, it is equivalent to directly acknowledging his identity as a believer. There will be a subtle connection between each other, and under the action of specific rituals, more in-depth communication can be carried out. It seems that the mirror world can't trap you anymore. Sorcerer Supreme Ancient One waved away the portal. Then, the 2 pocket magic round shields converged and formed, dancing with their movements, and a fiery electric spark erupted, successfully resisting the attack of the invisible blade. This is the Ring of Ragador, a flat round shield that continuously glows orange-yellow light, with mysterious lines all over the surface. Not only can it be used as a means of defense, but also as a means of attack. It seems the Battle of Gods presented by Time Gem is very likely to break out. Sorcerer Supreme said uncharacteristically, "Curse Lan, I must completely surrender you. Otherwise, the world will be in turmoil, and the world will be in chaos. I am afraid that eternal night will come, and there will be no sunrise in the east." Eternal night is coming? In fact, the night has come. As we all know, there is a distinct morning and evening line in the eastern and western hemispheres. Daylight appears on the hemisphere illuminated by the sun. The other hemisphere must be at night. Originally, the moon provided light at night. But now the moon has fallen, completely polluted, like a total eclipse on the curtain. An unprecedented dark night unfolded. The Mid-Autumn Festival is approaching, especially in the eastern region, which is even more uneasy. After all, for the worship of the moon, the east is second to none. Chung, Guanghan Palace, Jade Rabbit, Mr. Lunar Star, Wu Gang Cut Laurel, worship a deity who takes the form of an anthropomorphic form. At this moment, with the pollution of the moon, the divine power began to weaken infinitely and even withered, and the praises and prayers hovering in Zhou Lan's mind became clearer. Ask for collection. If you like this book, you must remember to bookmark, comment, send flowers, and leave a message for support. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 18. The illusory devout prayer gradually became clearer. It seems that Zhou Lan can use the sound as an anchor point to project his heart and consciousness to the anchor point. This is the ability bestowed by Godhead on Zhou Lan. At this moment, he seems to have broken away from the category of demons and has become a rising new god, god of the night and the dark moon, referred to as Night God. Propagating beliefs through godhood and organizing regular sacrifices and worship will completely get rid of the devil's physique and turn decay into magic. Zhou Lan deeply realized the benefits of having a godhead. The only fly in the ointment is that he has not had any fanatical believers so far. It is only because the total eclipse caused by controlling the moon has caused the common people's fear of unknown celestial phenomena. If you intend to maintain the sacrifices and offerings of believers, you must create a denomination, fabricate the Bible, and convince people of its existence. It's up to you. A smile appeared on the corner of Zhou Lan's mouth. His eyes flickered, and he stared at the bald magician not far away, as if he regarded him as a pawn to spread teachings and spread the name of God. Curse Blue. Even if you get Godhead by chance, you will definitely not be able to gain faith. Times have changed, time has changed, and modern technology has shattered all feudal ideas. In addition, if you usurp the authority of the moon, you will undoubtedly offend other gods. Ancient One has a solemn expression and a deep voice. At the moment, she finally realized the cause of the drastic change. Battle of Faith. According to her guess, when the mantra polluted the moon, he should have obtained a broken godhead, touching the authority of the moon. After all, there are countless mythological systems throughout the ages, and no matter what the system is, there are unique natural gods. As an important totem, how could the moon be born without a personified god? Roman mythology, Luna. Greek mythology, Artemis. Fusang mythology, moon-reading fate. Eastern mythology, Tain Xingjuan. Egyptian mythology, Kongs. Aztec mythology, Misle. Inca mythology, Kani Raya. Ancient Indian mythology, Soma. Norse mythology, Mani. The reason why countless moon gods coexist on the earth is precisely because there have been several battles between gods. In the end, the first generation of Sorcerer Supreme Agamotto used infinite gems, which symbolizes time, to stop all disputes and chaos, and to form the current stable pattern. The key is the birth of a brand new moon god, which is bound to erode the beliefs of other moon gods. The gods whose divine power is fading day by day will never sit back and watch their faith continue to decline. The war of gods will eventually break out. The earth is absolutely devastated. Ancient One said righteously, "So, I must strangle you in the cradle, stop your god name from spreading," and the sect rises, really. Controversy of faith is no joke. Why did God King Odin throw Mjolnir and order Thor to search for it on Earth? Even Thor's becoming a member of the Avengers has no intention of stopping it. Because of faith, Thor is the face of Viking mythology. The Viking mythology system has benefited from Thor's renewed brilliance and vitality. Prevent? Zhou Lan laughed. It's too late. All creatures on Earth are praising the name of the night god. Night god? Ancient One's expression turned slightly chilly upon hearing this. Isn't it Luna? A deity, the number of authorities in charge determines the strength of its divine power. To become a night god, one must be in charge of the relevant authority of darkness. There is also a division of authority between superiors and subordinates. Superior authority subsumes inferior authority. It is bound to erode the belief in gods in more fields. It seems that you are indeed a huge threat. Sorcerer Supreme has sharp eyes, determination, and courage. Immediately, unprecedented violent secret art energy poured out, forming a blazing lightsaber in a blink of an eye and slamming into the void. This is the sacred sword of Emperor Wei-Shan. The magic of Infinity War almost broke through Thanos' defenses. Obviously, Ancient One realized the seriousness of the problem. Rather than letting the battle of gods break out, it is better to destroy the cursed blue first. Caecilius, Stephen Strange. Zhou Lan had a sly face, revealing two names in succession. Like the most ancient and mysterious spell, it instantly freezes the action of Sorcerer Supreme. Really, Ancient One has witnessed the future with his own eyes. Falling from a building in Doctor Strange was the way she chose to die. Emperor Wei-Shan, the great Trinity God. Humble apprentices pray here. With the little finger as a sacrifice, I implore the Eternal You to banish the cursed blue. Ancient One suddenly changed its strategy, and Void sketched out complex secret spells, piecing together special symbols that symbolize the Trinity God. Moment. With sincere prayers, a dimension higher than the real-time and space has opened a hole. It can be vaguely seen that a huge, fuzzy figure like an ancestor which appeared in the sky. The eternal Visandi undoubtedly answered the apprentice's prayer. Emperor Wei-Shan? Zhou Lan's expression was pale, and he suddenly felt an unprecedented divine energy sweeping over him. This is a great existence higher than the latitude of reality. The rank is comparable to that of a god. Even the almighty judge who arbitrates everything in the multi-universe knows its name. From this we can see how terrifying Wei-Shan is. A living body that looks like a samurai surpassing the gods. This book, intends to describe a fan work, did not touch the field. God War. Myth. East and West. The battle of various civilizations. I have fully prepared the materials. In addition, you can look forward to how the protagonist will promote his own myth system. Other demons fill any such role. It's just that everyone's feedback seems to be relatively sluggish. There is almost no data, which makes me a little bit discouraged. I like this book. Looking forward to this kind of content. Remember to support it. Thank you. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 19. Hiss. Zhou Lan couldn't help being terrified when he heard this. Never experienced this situation at all. Even the Moon Demon Mantra Blue Sea of Consciousness has never recorded a similar picture. Exile? The Trinity God personally exiled himself, and the danger factor undoubtedly surpassed that of the gods and warriors. Zhou Lan never imagined in his dreams that he escaped from the barren demon hell, turned his head and was brutally imprisoned by Sorcerer Supreme, and descended into an even more desolate mirror space. Even, facing the banishment of Emperor Wei-Shan later. It's just a cup. Beep. Discover attractions. Mirror world. Is the host checking in? Check in. Zhou Lan is decisive. I hope to win a glimmer of life and harvest the magic items that are exempt from exile. I saw 2 radiant rewards falling from the sky. The key is that there is no chance to browse the specific introduction. An astonishing suction flow was generated suddenly, and a vortex of unprecedented scale traversed the sky. Immediately, the mirror world is turned upside down. The galaxy is upside down. With the little finger as a sacrifice. Exile cursed blue. Not enough. The huge figure stretching across the sky is like a trinity, and the overlapping images said in unison. The vision stopped abruptly. Not enough. Sorcerer Supreme's expression changed upon hearing this, and he could hardly believe his ears. My 2 little fingers. Unable to exile the cursed blue? As we all know, sacrifice follows the principle of equivalent exchange. According to Ancient One's conjecture, 2 little fingers are comparable to the value of the moon demon's cursed blue. But the result is unexpected, and the great HYDRA bluntly said that it is not enough. Moment. A cryptic message emerged in Ancient One's mind. This is a friendly reminder from HYDRA. At what price can the cursed blue be exiled? Heart. Sorcerer Supreme has a heavy complexion. For the first time, I experienced the threat and horror of cursed blue. He actually needs to sacrifice his heart to exile. The key is that Stephen Strange has not yet become a qualified secret magician. Kaecilius has always planned to summon Dormammu to come to reality. The Earth needs itself to live. Could it be that there is no way to stop the rise of Cursed Blue? A feeling of despair came over me. Even the Ancient One who survived for 800 days and nights could not help but feel dejected. The principle of equivalent exchange formulated by the multi-universe omnipotent judge. Even we can't disobey. The overlapping figures of Emperor Wei-Shan said in unison again. I suggest you use the exile magic recorded in the Book of Cagliostro and send it to the Dark Dimension. The Book of Cagliostro? Ancient One woke up when he heard the words. Immediately, he chanted the mantra with both hands and drew a mysterious mantra in the void. I saw complicated secret art text displayed on it. An unprecedented surge of energy suddenly erupted. Don't think about returning to Earth. Curse Blue. Ancient One's nose was bleeding, and his voice was hoarse and happy. Although she didn't lose her little finger, casting the exile magic described in the Book of Cagliostro caused a huge loss of energy. Compared to losses, it is undoubtedly more worthwhile to terminate the battle of gods that is bound to start in the future ahead of time. Rumble. The violent turbulence of energy started to work again, suddenly enveloping Zhou Lan. He was forcibly teleported to another vast and boundless starry sky. Looking around, it was dark and filthy. Colorful stars hovered everywhere. Huge and monstrous creatures run rampant. Zhou Lan is like a tiny ant. Not the slightest bit eye-catching at all. This place is definitely not the real world. Like the dark dimension mentioned by Sorcerer Supreme. Beep. Discover attractions. Dark dimension? Is the host checking in? Check in. The system prompt undoubtedly confirmed Zhou Lan's guess. Dark dimension. The terrifying plane that Sorcerer Supreme Ancient One resisted all his life. Zhou Lan couldn't laugh or cry. Could it be that he continued to wait for Doctor Strange to be staged? There are 3 holy places on the Earth. They are located in London, New York, and Hong Kong, respectively. The 3 holy places weave a huge magic circle to protect the Earth. Not even Dormammu, ruler of the Dark Dimension, can get past it. The 3 holy places must be destroyed before God descends. And the Demon of the Moon at level subgod Father curses Blue to exile the Dark Dimension. Basically, it is equivalent to not being able to be reborn forever. Correct. System reward. Zhou Lan suddenly had a flash of inspiration. Immediately, he transformed into a rainbow light and hid in a relatively simple gray planet to hide, and began to browse the rewards obtained by continuous check-in. Mirror space. Dark dimension. This is an extremely mysterious place in the Marvel Universe. Even if the tip of the iceberg is revealed at the end of Doctor Strange, it is still full of fog. Congratulations to the host for getting the defective sheepskin scroll. Light ring technology. Pocket universe. Huh. Seeing this, Zhou Lan's pupils contracted violently. Can't help but start to suspect that I'm hallucinating. The so-called pocket universe is like the blessed place where immortals live, and the 3,000 worlds depicted by Mahayana Buddhism. Beyond the actual latitude of the Marvel Universe, there are countless pocket universes, such as 9 realms, Mount Olympus, the Great Luotian where the 8 immortals ascended, Takamagara where the Fuso 7 samurai lived, etc., etc. Checked in the dark latitude and got a blank pocket universe? Zhou Lan suddenly felt excited and excited. Here comes the update. If you like this book, remember to support it. The numbers are really lackluster. It is easy for the author to doubt himself. Although I'm really new. Ask for some flower evaluation tickets. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 20. Pocket Universe. Zhou Lan never dreamed that he was at the level of level subgod Father, and he got the Pocket Universe. Immediately, the elegant figure in the toga and sleeves suddenly disappeared, and the scene in front of him once again changed drastically. A chaotic and foggy world unfolded before his eyes. This is the Pocket Universe rewarded by the check-in system. The territory is relatively narrow. It seems to be on the scale of 100,000 light-years. There is no rule or order. Even oxygen and gravity were not created. The birth of the universe. Everything has to be made according to Zhou Lan's needs. God name, curse blue god title, god of the night and the dark moon level sub-god father symbol, samsara sharingan director, moon, darkness, gravity, astrology, divine power. Reflect the heavens believers, inhumans, sect, moon worship sect divine realm, Halua universe? It has already been named in advance? Seeing this, Zhou Lan frowned slightly and couldn't help feeling a feeling of deep thought and fear. He Luo. It's like the abbreviation of Hichu Luo Shu. Fushi, the ancestor of humanities in ancient times, evolved gossip here, and the ancient demons each mastered a hexagram. The moon demon curse blue corresponds to Dui. The wind demon Safong corresponds to Sun. Dikue, the devil of the earth, corresponds to Kuin. Mountain demon Bagong corresponds to Jin. Water demon Bazaar corresponds to Kan. Thunder demon Zhongsu corresponds to Shak. The sky demon Shimu corresponds to Dry. The lord of the demon of fire corresponds to Li. As for the hexagrams, even Zhou Lan doesn't have much memory in his mind. It's like an innate ability. However, the emergence of the Halua universe now undoubtedly reveals the true origin of the devil. Like a god from another world. Reflect the heavens? At the moment, Zhou Lan noticed the information in the divine power column again. Reflect the heavens? In the process of confronting Sorcerer Supreme, Zhou Lan had tried, but he was still unable to exert the divine power to reflect the heavens, thinking that he lacked faith. But now in the Halua universe, the idea of reflecting the heavens emerges. A huge and sacred energy light wave erupted accordingly. Zhou Lan learns without a teacher in an instant. Void reflection. A deep and magnetic and different voice sounded. On the sky not far away, a natural planet that continuously emits white moonlight was instantly formed. It's the moon. It is completely indistinguishable from the moon in real time and space. Just like punching the moon. Reflect Adeline. Zhou Lan raised his arms and shouted again. Immediately, like the hand of God splashing ink, the towering space mobile city was outlined and slowly evolved into shape. Regardless of shape or function, it basically completely refers to reality. A beautiful city of the future. High-rise buildings full of strong science fiction. Mapping succeeded. It turns out that this is the core function of the check-in system. The system rewards are nothing more than extras. Zhou Lan pupil earthquake. If you realize something, the divine power that reflects the heavens is simply unimaginable. Checking in any scenic spot can reflect the pocket universe, mirror space, dark dimension. The heart is not as good as the action. Zhou Lan immediately started to try. At the same time, there was a huge wave in the Halua universe. The misty energy rolled, and a shocking tsunami suddenly broke out. Layers of glass shard-like substance. It suddenly enveloped Halua universe. In addition, ink-like energy swept in, dividing the reality and the mirrored territory in the blink of an eye, successfully reflecting the dark dimension. Three-dimensional one. Continue to check in the Marvel Universe, the famous attractions of Jackie Chan's adventures. Mirror Pocket Universe. I'm afraid I will become an existence of Toa level and create my own Halua multi-universe. No wonder the Sorcerer Supreme summoned Visandi to exile me. It seems that Ancient One has witnessed the future with its own eyes. Zhou Lan finally realized it. Infinite gems, which symbolize time, are enough to give Ancient One the ability to predict the future. God War? Cannibalize the belief in gods? I'm afraid it doesn't specifically refer to the gods of the earth. It's the Tenjin group, the creator god of the Marvel Universe. After all, even the almighty judge who arbitrates everything in the multi-universe may not have the terrifying ability to reflect the heavens and copy the sights of the myriad worlds. There are two other item rewards. Zhou Lan shifted his gaze to the defective sheepskin scroll displayed in the system backpack space. It uses runes to record a rather inscrutable magic. Runic script. It symbolizes the mystery of the universe and possesses extraordinary magic power. Obtained by the king of god Odin, sacrificing his right eye and hanging the world tree upside down for 9 days and 9 nights. Regardless of any material, as long as the runes are carved correctly, it will have unprecedented power. Defective magic? Simply stingy. As for the lamp ring technology, this is a special device invented by the Asgardians of the DC Universe. The standard configuration of the 7 Colors Legion. Constructing the emotional spectrum of the multi-universe, there are 7 colors of red, orange, red, green, blue, blue, and purple. Each emotional energy has incredible power, and the Asgardian universe, which has survived for a long time, discovered and mastered the method of storing emotional spectrum energy. Thus, the Seven Colors Legion came into being. The key is that there is no emotional spectrum energy in the Marvel Universe. How to charge the lamp or activate the original ability of the device. All kinds of doubts came to my mind one after another. If you like this book, remember to support it. The author urgently needs encouragement. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 21. Moonlight. Zhou Lan is blessed to the heart. Suddenly let out a surprise cry and said, "Give the energy to reflect the moon, and act as the energy battery for the lamp ring." The moment the voice fell, the natural planet illuminated by divine power suddenly shone with unprecedented brilliance. A lantern ring made of moonlight came into view. I saw the surface of the lantern ring in the shape of Samsara Sharingan. This is the symbol of the moon demon. After all, where is the night without the moon? As night falls, the bright moon is bound to accompany you like a shadow. Wherever the moonlight goes, the lamp ring can be charged. The lamp ring can protect the holder from living in a vacuum. Sonic flight. Embody anything imaginable. Also, the lantern ring has a communication function. As long as they are at the same latitude, no matter how far away they can communicate in real time. A huge amount of information flooded into my mind. Zhou Lan digested for a while and couldn't help but be ecstatic. Lantern ring. It is enough to be a sacred object of lunar worship sect, to help oneself spread beliefs, spread teachings, and erode the authority of other gods. Lights off procedure? Zhou Lan's eyes flickered, and he had a keen insight into the unique function of the first light ring. Absorb all the light within a certain range, generate a dark area that isolates energy, and extinguish all the light of the moonlight ring. Even if the holder of the lantern ring betrays himself, he can still use the lights off program to abolish all the power of the traitor. The top priority is to try to produce the first batch of moonlight rings. As for the material used to cast the lamp ring, it must be vibranium. Zhou Lan's tone was extraordinarily excited. Definitely, the defective sheepskin scroll that records the runes is also not to be underestimated. The engraved lamp ring will definitely go a step further and enhance the combat power of the holder. Endow the holder with a mortal body and the ability to rival the gods. At the same time, Earth, San Francisco. The spirally scrolling space vortices suddenly interweave and take shape. The snow-white and sharp dragon claws penetrated the wormhole first, and then a human-shaped lizard with big arms and round waist came into view. Dark green skin, a thick lizard tail on the back, and tough scales all over the body. Looks like déjà vu. The name is ready to come out. Son of the Lord. Dragon. Follow Uncle Zhou Lan's instructions. Spread the teachings of worshipping the moon. Organize to spread beliefs. In addition, by the way, collect the 8 demonic chi. The human-shaped lizard had a ferocious face and whispered, "Xiaolong, the son of the Holy Lord." In order to revive his biological father, he returned to modern times from an unreachable future, looking for the magic dragon tooth. In the end, the resurrection plan failed and was captured alive by Sheriff Xiaoyu and imprisoned in the secret military base, District 13. Later, with the recovery of magic energy, he began to collect magic energy. However, today's Devil Dragon obviously has another mission, to spread the teachings of worshipping the moon. Rubbing the moonlight ring on the index finger, I saw the reincarnation writing Will I logo on the surface suddenly bursting out with brilliant light. The son of the Holy Lord rose from the ground like a dazzling shooting star piercing the sky. Instantly, countless leaflets followed. The name of worshipping the moon began to spread quietly. An indescribably great life. The supreme symbol of the night and the dark moon. The God who transcended the origin of the heavens and the world. He who bears the doom of omniscience and omnipotence. Hearing the prayers of humble believers. Facing the black moon, the demon dragon knelt down and muttered something in his mouth. It seemed to wake up the great sleeping existence. The black moon shines. Not far away unexpectedly appeared a vague, stalwart figure. The figure is composed of pure divine power. The appearance of the immortal is quite handsome, and the brows are full of detached taste. Little dragon? Seeing this, Zhou Lan's expression was confused, and he obviously felt a different kind of attraction for the prayer just now. So, choose divine power projection, and respond to the praises of believers. In the end, who would have expected that the target of the response would be the son of the Holy Lord? Devil Dragon. According to the plot of Jackie Chan's adventures, the Devil Dragon should return to modern time and space in the not-too-distant future. It seems, I got the Godhead, harvested the Halua universe, and caused chaos in the future? Uncle, the devil is on the verge of failure. So, I fulfill your last words, come to the present, and spread the teachings of worshipping the moon. Xiaolong said with a holy face. Unprecedented admiration and respect for the uncle in front of him. Undoubtedly belong to the devout believers of moon worship sect. This is the role of the moonlight ring. Wearing a lantern ring will subtly influence the holder, believe in the moon, and believe in the mantra. Last words. Zhou Lan heard that his pupils constricted violently. For the first time, I experienced the feeling of weightlessness like falling into an abyss. That's right. All the demons are killed and defeated by the gods of the earth. Halua's mythology system is dead, Xiaolong said unwillingly. I read the collection of books and various documents of the moon worship sect, and finally found the uncle's cryptic instructions to come to modern time and space to preach for the moon. Preach for the moon, good. Zhou Lan said comfortingly. Xiaolong, my good nephew, uncle trusts your ability, but it is very difficult to preach, and you need help. Rest assured, uncle, I'm going to contact HYDRA. The Devil Dragon told the truth. If you like this book, remember to support it. Does anyone find the honorable names above familiar? Ask for some flowers, comment votes. The data is indeed a bit miserable. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 22. HYDRA. The behemoth of the Marvel Universe's intertwined forces has benefited from the rise of World War II. Later, it disappeared because of the defeat of the Nazis. In fact, relying on the paper-clip project to cross the ocean to borrow a new life. Today's S.H.I.E.L.D. is no different from Snake and S.H.I.E.L.D. The Secretary-General of the World Security Council, Alexander Pierce, is the spy chief of the HYDRA organization. According to fellow demons, Brock Rumlow, led by the Rapid Response Force, repeatedly convinced the demons to play for the United States. Wise choice. Little dragon. A smile could not help but appear on the corner of Zhou Lan's mouth. In order to support his nephew in spreading the teachings, he used his few powers of faith to reflect the 10 freshly baked vibranium lamp rings into the real time and space. The interior of the vibranium light ring is engraved with runic characters that symbolize the mysteries of the universe. The rune word has multiple meanings, and it carries extraordinary ability, which is enough to endow the original unimaginable special effect on the lantern ring. Continue to fight until night falls. The surface of the lamp ring presents the shape of the wheel eye. This is the holy symbol of lunar sect, the legendary eye of the moon. Wearing it all the time will strengthen the belief of the holder. Xiaolong should get the lantern ring by accident and wear it for a long time. Therefore, he became a fanatical believer of Zhou Lan. He did not hesitate to give up resurrecting his biological father and return to modern time and space to preach for the moon. The last words. The devil lost to the gods of the earth. Zhou Lan's eyes flickered. He was always thinking about the truth of Xiaolong's words. After all, demons are immortal and souls are immortal. Even gods and warriors can only use the Panku treasure box to seal it. As a result, the future was executed. It seems that the gods of the Marvel Universe should not be underestimated. There are countless mythological systems on the Earth, and different mythological systems have their own main gods. God King Odin and God King Zeus should both be at the level of Level God Father. The other main gods should not be inferior. It is said that there is a council of gods in the Marvel Universe, and the gods often hold meetings to discuss crisis countermeasures. It seems that my act of encroaching on the authority of the moon has offended the gods of the earth. Zhou Lan analyzed the cause and effect and quickly sighed. Xiaolong, the future of turning demons into gods is on your shoulders, and the missionary plan for the moon must be foolproof. Obey. The little devil's expression was frenzied upon hearing this. For Uncle Julian's career, I felt unprecedented admiration and longing. Demonic god. What a great plan. Once successful, the demon elders will have godheads, absorb the power of faith, and make great strides forward, with a rank comparable to the Heavenly Father. The myth system created by the uncle is called Halua mythology. It is based on the story of Fuxi, the ancestor of Oriental humanities. The leaflets issued by Devil Xiaolong previously described sections of Hulua myths and legends in black and white. The main Chinese characters are written, and the Chinese in Chinatown are selected as the first batch of experimental subjects. After all, the East is second to none in its belief in the moon. Chang'e flies to the moon. Jade rabbit pounding medicine. Wu Gang cut laurel. Tengu swallows the moon. Monkeys fishing for the moon. Familiar stories add mythological color. It is rapidly fermenting. At the same time, a solemn secret military base. 13 districts. The bald police chief, Blake, rubbed his chin and looked at the Chinese leaflet in front of him repeatedly. His face was rather ugly. Eye of the moon. It's like the symbol of curse blue. Sergeant Blake carefully compared the leaflets with the photos. I saw the sign of Samsara Sharingan, completely the same. Start preaching? Who is behind the scenes? A series of question marks came to mind. At the moment, the Avengers and the Dragon team are still in outer space and have not yet returned. As a result, demon believers appeared in Chinatown and San Francisco. The Black Moon incident. It has indeed caused countless people to panic and fear of unknown celestial phenomena. In addition, the collapse of the Earth-Moon celestial system caused countless artificial satellites to crash. I'm afraid that civilization will go back 10 years, and it will take time to reshape. Sergeant Black couldn't help feeling a crisis that was coming. We must thoroughly investigate the source of the leaflets. Organize plainclothes visits to collect the leaflets and incinerate them. Soon, police cars drove away from the secret military base. Arrive in San Francisco Chinatown. At the dome at the end of the line of sight, a humanoid lizard with a big shoulder and round waist has sharp eyes, and the lamp ring worn on the index finger is shining brilliantly. Whoosh! The human-shaped lizard suddenly rose from the ground. The speed is as fast as lightning, like a meteor piercing the sky. Sonic flight. This is the ability that the lamp ring bestows on the Son of the Holy Lord. There are also levels for moonlight rings, corresponding to believers of different degrees of faith. First of all, silver light rings, gold light rings, and platinum light rings are the most common three, used to reward shallow believers. Secondly, the light ring made of vibranium corresponds to deep believers. The lamp ring made of ulu kabelko corresponds to devout believers. Adamantium lamp ring corresponds to fanatics. As for the lamp ring illuminated by divine power, only the bishop is eligible to hold it. Found the trace of the suspect, a burly and strong human-shaped lizard. The detective reported the situation immediately. Why was it decided that a humanoid lizard was the culprit? Because the Eye of the Moon logo on the back of the suspect's windbreaker is really eye-catching. Ask for collection. Ask for a reward. Ask for a comment. Ask for flowers. If there is a reader who sees me, I will write it seriously. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 23. Buzz Buzz. Armed helicopters circled. The spotlight immediately aimed at the human-shaped lizard that rose from the ground. Xiaolong, son of the Holy Lord. The name of moon worship sect must be launched. It is convenient to spread teachings and spread faith. The erect-shaped pupils of the devil dragon erupted with a stern light. He shoulders the great plan of transforming the devil into a god, and bears the ambition of the Uncle Moon's demon curse blue. Definitely feeling the pressure. Definitely, he is not fighting alone. The black moon hanging above the night symbolizes the uncle's gaze. Bathing in the moonlight will give you unprecedented super strength. Whoosh! Brilliant rays shot out from the vibranium light ring worn on the index finger, bright and dazzling, cutting through the sky, and suddenly hit an oncoming armed helicopter. Moment. The helicopter crashed into pieces, blooming like a firework. Damn it! Sure enough, the human-shaped lizard is plotting something wrong. The bald police chief witnessed the whole process of the demon dragon destroying the world through the surveillance camera. Soon, he realized the seriousness of the problem. The human-shaped lizard who preaches for the moon is by no means a devout man or woman. I am afraid. The bloodline of the ancient demon has never been cut off, and it appears in the world again. Notify S.H.I.E.L.D. Sergeant Black said decisively, once moon worship is allowed to spread, the consequences will probably be unimaginable, and the soft-spoken Chinese will do something wrong. Really. Translation of Chinese characters according to leaflet records. The above emphatically depicts a brand new mythological system. Hulua myth. Fu 11. Gossip. The legend that everything evolves from the moon. May I ask, Which country has infinite reverie for the moon? Only Xiagua. If the Chinese in Chinatown accept the Hulua myth, perhaps there will be an extremely terrifying disaster. At the same time, an international metropolis on the east coast of the United States, New York, a Quinjet flight vehicle slowly descends to the Avengers Tower. The disfigured and exhausted members of the Avengers and Dragon team have returned to Earth from outer space. Moment. A feeling of being brought back to life emerged in my heart. It must be admitted that the continued space battles have greatly weakened the combat power of the sons of Odin and Iron Man. If it is on the surface and can breathe freely, it may have subdued the cursed blue. But the uninvited guest who suddenly appeared claimed to exile the devil of the moon and would never return in this life. It can be regarded as barely completing the task, right? Although the artificial satellites orbiting the Earth and the moon are fragmented, the major aerospace countries have basically suffered heavy losses. In any case, the mission is finally over, and I won't see the devil again in the future, Stark said with pretended ease. But in fact, he was very unwilling. Instead of defeating Zhou Lan with his own hands, he made a joke instead. Destroy the International Space Station? Hope so. Archaeologist Jackie Chan scratched his scalp and said, "The key is why do I always feel uneasy? Uncle Long, be careful that the crow's mouth has come true," Miss T hurriedly reminded. However, it was too late. The phone rang suddenly. The bald police chief Blake said in a video call, "Jackie Chan, you are in big trouble. The mysterious symbol symbolizing the cursed blue is spreading in Chinatown. There is also a human-shaped lizard, suspected to be of the blood of a demon." Ah, so smart. The archaeologist was stunned. Pretty crazy. Speaking, Iron Man also received a call from Phil Coulson. Cursed blue sign appears in New York's Chinatown. The magic pupils on the Goyu array. The name of the moon worship sect has gradually become famous recently, especially when the internet is widely spread and young people discuss closely. Huh? Stark and Jackie Chan looked at each other, feeling helpless. Think carefully. Cursed Lan has been exiled, but his logo has been handed down, even formed a church and started to spread? Moon worship? Human lizard? It seems that my plan must be put on the agenda, Stark said with a serious expression. Create a super artificial intelligence that monitors the Earth to stop the spread of the lunar cult and the cursed blue logo. More than that, Stark has a deep understanding of the shortcomings of the Mark series armor. I am eager to develop more models, more armors, and form a legion, in order to deal with the enemies you may encounter. Demon, mutant, stranger, etc., etc. Oops, astrology has changed. The old man stared at the sky suddenly and said in a hoarse voice, Yin and Yang are out of balance. The dark and evil forces no longer exist, and a new demon will appear to fill the vacancy. Devil. Because the cursed blue polluted the moon, the Earth, moon, and celestial system collapsed, and the stars moved, which led to the early appearance of the magic energy. No one reads. Everyone is still fattening up. Wow. Feeling bad. Plead for support. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 24. Zhou Lan, who lives in the Hulua universe, knows nothing about the actions of the Devil Dragon, because he is still in the dark dimension. Although it is possible to use the few powers of faith to project the Earth, it does not have the slightest ability, and the check-in system cannot function. So we must find a way to escape from the dark dimension. According to the plot of Doctor Strange, if you want to leave the dark dimension, you must destroy the 3 holy places. Even if Xiaolong has the lantern ring, he might not be able to do anything. Hopefully we can convince HYDRA to destroy Holy Place in the name of the Security Council. Zhou Lan's eyes flickered. Great expectations for the HYDRA organization. Really? Alexander Pierce did everything for HYDRA. Gain insight into the suspected target of the plan and directly assassinate it. The key problem is that the HYDRA organization is deeply rooted, but its overall combat effectiveness is extremely unsatisfactory. Even with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver's mutant ability activated using Mind Gem, still didn't use it, but continued to be obsessed with Super Soldier Serum. It's just hilarious. However, with the lantern ring I rewarded, HYDRA may change in quality. Zhou Lan is particularly looking forward to the meeting between Devil Dragon and Alexander Pierce. The other is magic energy. The pocket universe of system rewards has nothing. Even if Zhou Lan can reflect the sky, embody the punching spots, elements, rules, laws, life, green plants, animals, Still can't copy. One must obtain the 8 demonic Chis to be able to create the world and evolve all things in nature. Sect, Moon Worship Sect Emblem, Eye of the Moon Holy Object, Lantern Ring Pope, Demon Dragon Believers, Fanatics, Pious Believers, Deep Believers, Shallow Believers. Oath of Enrollment. The night is bright, and the light is extinguished. The day is gray, and the king will not be king. The dawn is shining, and the midnight is long. The tricky lamp is always bright, and the moonlight is forever. Good. Seeing this, Zhou Lan exhaled a foul breath, feeling satisfied. Create a sect from scratch, the oath of admission, the emblem, the sacred object, fabricating halal myths. Simply exhausted. Fortunately, it is now a matter of course, and it can be developed step by step. Zhou Lan suddenly felt a burst of raving in his ears, as if the believers were reciting the oath to join the religion. Reciting the oath of joining the religion means voluntarily becoming a member of the Moon Worship Sect. Any believer who recites the oath will be passed on to Zhou Lan's Sea of Consciousness. Create a soul connection with each other. The key point is that Zhou Lan never dreamed that shortly after handing over 10 vibranium lantern rings to Xiaolong, he would successfully recruit partners. Dr. Drake? The moon illuminated by divine power is like a real-time broadcast screen, immediately showing the picture of believers reciting the oath of admission. Indian faces, well-fitting expensive suits, just like the chairman of the Life Foundation. Dr. Drake. This is the villain who made an appearance in Deadly Asgardian. In the end, he merged with the symbiote Riot and boarded the launch vehicle, but lost to the protagonist Halo of Venom, died in a sea of flames. It seems that the manned spacecraft driven by the Lord came from the Life Foundation. Zhou Lan had an interesting expression on his face, admiring the scene of Dr. Drake's teaching. The night is bright, and the light is extinguished. The day is gray, and the king will not be king. The dawn is shining, and the midnight is long. The tricky lamp is always bright, and the moonlight is forever. After the cadenced oath was recited, the vibranium lantern ring suddenly burst into unprecedented brilliance. Engrave Dr. Drake's soul code in it. Upload the Halua universe to reflect the interior of the moon. Moment. Unprecedented and powerful bright light came out through the body. The moon endows Dr. Drake with extraordinary physique and abilities. Survive in a vacuum environment. Supersonic flight. Psychokinesis embodies everything imaginable. Etc. Etc. The runic characters engraved inside the lamp ring also have infinite energy, continuously strengthening the physical fitness and mental strength of the bearer. Wow, Dr. Drake said in a rather excited tone. It really feels amazing. This is an advanced device beyond imagination. Really. Lantern rings are originally technological products. Magical technology from the ancient Asgardian race of the DC universe. If you join my sect, you should be loyal to my master. Xiaolong said excitedly. I heard that the spacecraft you launched brought back a kind of alien liquid life. Symbiote. It turns out that Xiaolong also knows the existence of the symbiosis. Zhou Lan was quite surprised when he heard this. Could it be that Xiaolong intends to use the lamp ring to integrate the symbiosis? A feeling of absurdity can't help but hit my heart. It's just mind-blowing. And it is possible. Lantern rings provide raw, emotional life energy that embodies anything imaginable. It just so happens that the symbiote has unique thinking. Really, Dr. Drake said truthfully, Valoon borrowed my man's spaceship to search for other symbionts. The Keyman spacecraft is in pieces. The Mafia is in jail, too. His expression was extremely regrettable. After all, manned spaceships are expensive. It is undoubtedly more painful to fetch water from a bamboo basket. Fortunately, the Son of the Holy Lord is here. Present a lantern ring to make up for the loss of the Life Foundation. As for the initiation oath, Drake didn't mean it at all. In the internet age, do you actually believe in the existence of gods? Thor? More powerful aliens. You can also cast flowers every day for fattening. Vote for recommendation. I still have ideas for this book. I hope everyone can support it. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 25. Life Foundation. Laboratory. Several glass showcases are displayed side by side. Numerous surveillance camera lenses are installed in the corridors, specially responsible for recording various data of in vivo experiments. Dr. Drake originally harvested 5 symbiotes, but the symbiotes led the riot and escaped midway. Only 4 left. In order to study the mysteries of the symbiosis, Dr. Drake hired homeless people as volunteers with a high salary. As a result, homeless people often die suddenly. So far, no reason has been studied. And the little devil dragon seemed to be blessed in his heart and went straight to the host of the venom symbiosis, muttering in his mouth, "An indescribably great life, the supreme symbol of night and dark moon, the primordial god who transcends the heavens and the world, he who bears the doom of omniscience and omnipotence." Xiaolong was extremely pious and said in a cadenced tone, "I implore you to accept the sacrifices captured by the humble believers." Sacrifice? Dr. Drake was dumbfounded when he heard this. Live sacrifice? Is there really a god in the moon worship sect? The moment the voice fell, Dr. Drake instantly felt a hurricane coming. A spectacular picture of the black moon shining in the laboratory appeared out of thin air. A stalwart, majestic, and elegant figure came into view. Looks like déjà vu, like magic pupils that spread in circles and vortexes. The name is ready to come out. Curse blue, Dr. Drake exclaimed. The god of the moon worship sect is actually a demon? Presumptuous. Kneel down. Ignorant humans. Zhou Lan looked indifferent. Immediately, the voice of Hong Zhongdalu was issued, urging divine power to control the vibranium lantern ring, forcing Dr. Drake to bow his knees. Plop. Dr. Drake dropped to his knees. There was a wave like a mountain, and there was a sense of oppression from a god when you raised your head 3 feet, and it struck your heart in horror. My whole body trembled uncontrollably. Whether gods or demons, none of them can offend themselves. Beep. Discover the sites. Life Foundation. Is the host checking in? A line of text prompts suddenly occupies the entire field of vision. Zhou Lan was stunned for a moment. The main body did not come to reality, but a check-in reminder appeared? Could it be because of the sacrifice of the devil dragon? Believers hold sacrificial ceremonies in scenic spots. Can I check in by myself? An unprecedented feeling of surprise overwhelmed him instantly. Zhou Lan almost gave up on emoticon management and couldn't help shouting out loud. Definitely, in order to maintain the image of a god, always be respectful. Sacrifice must follow the principle of equivalent exchange. What should I reward the little dragon? Zhou Lan was thoughtful. Instantly, a flash of inspiration. Fairy bean seeds. Cultivated by the Kalinta cat fairy, after eating, it can guarantee that you will not be hungry for 10 days. Repair all injuries on the surface of the body, and restore all mental and physical strength. Definitely, it is not effective against viruses that appear inside the body. There is no soil in Hulua universe where fairy beans can take root. Life Foundation is totally different. So far, the Life Foundation is still affiliated with a legal company in San Francisco, one of the top 100 companies in the world. The market value is comparable to that of Austin Group and Ham Technology on the East Coast of the United States. If there is no venom to mess around, it will really capture a symbiote planet. Transform the Marvel Universe into a symbiote universe. I'm afraid no one can match Dr. Drake's power. Is this a seed? Dr. Drake's eyes narrowed sharply. I was shocked to find that the venom and its host had disappeared, replaced by a seed. Fact. The doctor roared angrily. The important symbiont specimen was lost, but in exchange for a negligible seed? This is the fairy bean seed. After eating, you can guarantee that you will not be hungry for 10 days, repair all injuries on the surface of your body, and restore all your mental and physical strength. Xiaolong said truthfully, compared with symbiosis, the value of fairy bean seeds is undoubtedly more expensive. Fairy beans? Not hungry for 10 days? Repair the injury? Restore mental and physical strength? A series of question marks came to mind. Dr. Drake finally calmed down after hearing this. The essential. Who can guarantee that this is the real effect of Shindo? Gods don't deceive believers. Sacrifice must be exchanged at equal value. Xiaolong answered questions. Equivalence? Exchange? Dr. Drake seems to have heard about the so-called sacrificial conditions. The back mountain is divided into an area to cultivate fairy beans. Remember to always observe. Ripely picked immediately to test the effect. Dr. Drake said solemnly. Immediately, he stroked the lantern ring worn on his index finger and became more and more curious about the true origin of moon worship sect. Why did a demon choose to impersonate a god? There must be something hidden behind it. At the same time, the rewards of the Punch Life Foundation appeared in front of Zhou Lan. 3 prop items. Zanpakuto. Skill book. Panko treasure box. Another Panko treasure box? Zhou Lan was full of curiosity, according to the plot setting of the adventures of Jackie Chan. If the Panko treasure box is opened and closed twice in a row, the gate of hell will be closed forever. As a result, the Punch Life Foundation got the Panko treasure box again? Can the Panko treasure box rewarded by the system liberate compatriots? Brothers and sisters who like this book, remember to support it. Every time I saw the bleak background data, I was discouraged when I planned to change 10 times. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. April 29th to May 3rd.
Thanks for watching. You can find the next videos in the playlist linked in the info card, directly on my channel, or right here on the screen. And as always, if you have any feedback, feel free to share it in the comments too.